Sorry, hold on. Excuse me. Okay. All right. Let's just notify Discord real quick. Oops, whoops. Alrighty. Yeah. Check the name of this. Perfect. Okay. Alrighty. Let's put this here. Hello, Grayson. How was work? How was errands? How's your day in general? Hope it went well for you. Okay. Yeah. I will give the introduction once we have... Huh? YouTube? There we go. Okay. The text-to-speech wasn't working on YouTube, sorry. Okay. Now it should be activating. Okay. Alrighty. So. Now. Alright, text-to-speech is working. What's OTK? Well, you're about to find out. I will answer that question in just a second, so hold on. Because, oh boy. This is kind of the organization I've been talking about for a long time, but I will say what I need to say in just a sec once we get everybody here. Is it not pulling the YouTube chat as well? Is it only pulling the Twitch chat? Hold on. Let's test it real quick. It's not pulling the YouTube chat. Why? Hold on, it's not pulling the YouTube chat for some odd reason. Hold on, sorry. What's going on? Sorry, I'm trying to, like, turn on... Actually, text-to-speech might not just be working overall. Hold on. Set up real quick. Nope, that's working. Hold on. What is it? Testing.
Test.
Okay, there's Twitch. Now let's try YouTube. Fuck!
Test.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Now.
I don't get why people make up a secret shadow government to be mad at. You can just be mad at the normal government.
Be mad at the normal government? Ooh, here's the funny thing. Ooh, I'm so glad that you guys like started talking about this, because this isn't necessarily, like, this is technically a part of that, of the people that started that shit. So, hold on. Okay. I'll give it about, like, I'll give everybody like 2 more minutes to jump in. Okay, we're about 5 minutes in. Okay, so not 2 more minutes, never mind. I was gonna do it at 5 minutes, like, once the stream starts. So so for anyone that is not familiar with...
Speaking of shadows.
So I'm going to be completely honest, like, this stream is probably going to be very political. Not necessarily entirely political, but this is the thing that... So you want to know why the internet has a bunch of fucking politics on it now, and why it's like, why so many streamers are political now, or why, like, so many YouTubers are political? This is where it started. OTK started that shit. Basically, the reason, like, not only did they fuck up the internet, but literally just everything happening right now, like, happening in the US at the very moment, everything happening around the fucking world right now, it's because of these fuckers. OTK, I have a bit of, how do I say this? I have a bit of a, bias, yes, but there's, like, a word with it. I am very bitter towards these motherfuckers. These guys have fucked up, like, not only just the internet, they fucked up they fucked up just the world, period. You wanna know why everything is so fucked? It's because of these fuckers. These dumbasses. And I am like, there's like this whole fucking video of someone that did like a whole entire breakdown of all of the goddamn members. I've talked about OTK before, but this is the reason why all this shit is happening. It started with fucking them. It started with them. I know that I shit on Turning Point a lot, but Turning Point only very recently, like, started becoming a little bit more, like, had a bit of a reputation, like, I mean, it's had a reputation for a while, but it just started getting mainstream reputation, like, only a few years ago, right? OTK has been around since fucking, like 2016, I want to say, like, when it or, like, not 2016, probably, like, 2018, right? This shit is like was caused by the worst of the worst, and I am so fucking annoyed at this goddamn organization, and I just wish it would fucking die. But because of how many fucking people are in it now and the absolute sham that it is, like, it's because, like, it's too fucking powerful to probably take down. But I really like, if
Someone wipe that smirk off of his face.
Yeah. What, the smirk off of freaking what off of Peter Griffin's face? Sorry. Yeah, I am so annoyed at OTK. Like, they were goofy before, but they were lolcows before, and they're definitely lolcows now, but oh my god, they have, like, just year by year, like, every single fucking thing.
In Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, there are American PMCs called Shadow Company that is working with Task Force 141 that works on stopping arms trading in Amsterdam.
Damn. Sounds insane. Hold on. For 2. There's an American PMC is called Shadow Company and is working with Task Force 141 that works on
Call OFDUTY mentioned.
On stopping arms trading in Amsterdam. That sounds pretty nuts. Normally, they'll probably just continue it. Ba-doom-ching, am I right? No. Anyway. Yeah, no. You want to know the reason why you want to know the reason why, like, why the internet is full of, like, a bunch of people that are just, like, you know, you want to know why the internet fucking sucks now, and why, like, you know, why, how do you say it? Why, like, our world is just fucked now, or, like, how the internet ended up leaking into our world. It's because of these assholes. So, you know, I'm gonna start the video because tell you what, tell you who OTK is. Gladly, we will learn what OTK is, because he'll probably cover it here. So
yeah, guys, the org's gonna be really great, and there's gonna be a lot of really cool content. And these guys, as Mizkif said, they really are my friends.
They are not.
And how thankful I am that that is the case. Gentlemen.
These are business partners, not friends for him as well, by the way. All of these guys don't know each other, and they did not hang out with each other in real life. They have admitted this multiple times by this point, but at the time, a lot of people fell for this. And as you can see, the guy that was in the middle, you know, he's now on the left-hand side, but, you can see who started it now. Like, since the fucking beginning. Yeah. You wanna know why I have such a fucking hatred towards Asmon Garbage? Because he did this shit. He stupefied this whole fucking country. Anyway.
Thank you all so much for being part of this. I really... You guys know I couldn't have done this without you. So thank you guys all so
I suggested a verification process for the public relations GC for the group, as we've had some issues lately about people hitting on the younger RLSH, some of which being underage, and I didn't want to deal with that shit.
Wait, I suggested a verification process for a public relations group chat for the group, as had some... Jeez Louise, yeah, you guys gotta be careful. Because, yeah, if there is pedos, like, yeah, kick them out immediately. You know, straight up.
I think for
no
me,
exceptions.
And,
I think for all of us.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's awesome.
On October 11th, 2020, the streaming organization OTK was announced. Standing for One True King, the brand became known for its focus on collaborations between different content creators in Austin, Texas. Those that were actually...
Yeah, Texas, the worst fucking state out of our whole country, by the way. Just, you know, I know a lot of you guys live in Texas, but there isn't a politics class. There is now. Oh, yeah. No, there definitely is one now, probably. I don't fucking know. What do you mean politics class? Like, as in, there was one that was teaching politics? There was, that's always been a thing, but it's probably been dismantled now, you know? Because unfortunately, usually that means that you would have to understand all sides of the spectrum when it comes to government. You know, there's a whole class named government that would actually, like, you know, you will learn, you know, the ins and outs of like how it functioned and everything. But nowadays, they probably don't want you knowing that shit. Because if you do, then you actually can, you know, not be dumbasses and form a fucking, you know, and not form, like, you wouldn't form like a fucking group like this. Yeah. Can you tell I hate OTK? Can you tell I hate these guys, you know? Can you tell, like, these guys have already had a bad reputation for a long time, but oh my god, man, like, it took way too long for everybody to hate these guys, you know? Anyway.
Actually friends of each other, and could exist under one umbrella. It was founded by the streamers Esfand, Tips Out, Asmongold, Rich Campbell, and Mizkif, who
all very people that have had a million controversies by this point.
were primarily known for their gaming content. Over the years, more creators would join OTK, such as NMP Lol, Jay Schlatt, Seer.
Oh yeah, Schlatt used to be a part of that, and I swear, yeah. Schlatt, how do I say it? Schlatt really did a full 180, and I'm glad he did, because, man, dude, that is, I am very glad that, like, I think that's probably partial of the reason why they really got, like, why they really got some kind of, how you say it, why they really got some kind of, attention, for sure, but, like, even, you know, I really hope Schlatt is not a freaking, you know what supporter. I don't think he is, but if he is, but, you know, I think that's what really gave it its reputation. It's just a lot of content creators, period, brother, honestly. But, yeah, the AI advertisement I've been seeing is for Progressive Insurance. Wow. That doesn't surprise me. Insurance companies, I don't think give two shits. Can't really tell you hate other... Wait, hold on. I can't really tell you hate other... There is no emotion? What emotion? The fact that I'm angry? Oh, you'll know when I'm angry. You'll know when I'm angry, and I am angry. I just, you know... I have emotion. I just have, you know, it's just very minimal, probably. Minimal changes. You can know when I'm angry, you just don't really, what do you call it? You just can't really probably tell, like, by the tone of my voice. I try to not yell as much, but if I yell, you know something's awry.
Tectone, Emiru, Bruce Drop.
I meant to fucking say it.
So
I say OTK. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I can't really tell you hate OTK. There is no emotion. Yeah. Well, my emotion is anger right now. It just, you know, I know that you may, like, you'll catch on to it. You'll catch on to, like, how I speak, but yeah.
Soda Poppin, Extra Emily, and Will Neff. That list does not even include other creators who were heavily associated with the brand, while not being officially part of it, such as Just a Minx, Moist Critical, Lakari, and Mai.
Oof, even Moist Critical is a part of OTK? Oh, dude. Okay, so... do these guys know what, like... Wow, these guys,
Color is just a little hard to read.
Color is just a little hard to read. I think I'm very easy to read. It just depends on the tone of my voice, I guess. I'm a very expressive person, but I guess probably my voice sounding very, like, mundane, like, tired all the time probably makes it hard to figure it out. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, fucking Moist Critical being a part of OTK is kind of insane. I did not know that, because man, a lot of these guys just did not understand. Man, dude, it's crazy. From the fucking beginning, we were told that this guy, like, because OTK is based off of our current leader right now. That's literally the reason why it existed in the first place, was because it was supposed to be a thing of everybody sucking the dick of our, like, current leader. Unfortunately, like, very fortunately, a lot of people have left it, but...
I was talking about your voice. If I could see your body language, I could probably read you like a book.
Probably.
TYYDTFT.
That is true. I have a what do you call it? TYYDTFT. I'm not sure what that means. Hello. Welcome, Bio Newman. How's
Hi.
work? How's errands? How's your day in general? Hope it went well for you. Yeah, I mean, OTK is what do you call it? It's kind of crazy since the beginning. We've been kind of like shown the sketchiness right in front of our eyes of the plan of our current fucking leader, and like how it's been planned since fucking 2016. I cannot believe that this actually fucking it worked, and like now there are people that are just dumber than dirt sometimes. Not even dumber than dirt. There are people have been dumber than dirt, but they're like there's a lot of people that are dumber than dirt, like have been dumber than dirt, but
Hi, how are you?
they just, people were just kind of tricked a little bit easier back then. If that makes any sense, which is kind of crazy to think about. I didn't know Moist Critical was a part of OTK though at the time, because since the beginning these guys were sketchy to me. Since I was an adult, these guys have been I have never trusted these guys. So, and everybody called me such a big fucking hater of something that really like people said didn't matter. They ain't laughing now, are they? I said that these fuckers would ruin the internet, and they did. But, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. It feels so therapeutic to just watch something of, like, someone breaking down.
Why is your ear gay?
Why is my ear gay? Good question. It's not gay. You're gay, though.
It's called being skeptical and finding patterns.
Yeah. Dude, I fucking knew from the beginning these fuckers would ruin the internet, and I was right. You see how much of politics is on the fucking internet now because of OTK? Fucking crazy how that works, huh? I'm like, they fucking ruined the landscape, and they knew it. It's like, you want to know where drama started from? These fuckers.
Who told you?
Who told me what? Oh yeah, I don't know. I have a DAR, Anyway.
Higa. While OTK was supposed to be a positive venture
Wait.
Hi guys, I am back again for cartoons. Meet the Furry.
Hold on. They got Ryan Higa there?
and Wilnef. That list does not even include other creators who were heavily associated with the brand, while not being officially part of it, such as Just a Minx, Moist Critical, Lakari, and Maya Higa. While OTK
Maya Higa, okay.
was supposed to be a positive venture for those involved, over the years, the organization has gotten itself into various scandals, and these aren't just small...
That's not surprising. OTK has gotten themselves into several fraud controversy and all this bullshit because they wanted to fucking overthrow a goddamn fucking a whole goddamn system and destroy it and cause and bring all of that fucking internet stupid make people not understand the difference between the internet and reality, between blurring the line between reality and what's not. No, you don't fucking say. God damn, man, I've talked about the consequences of this so many times, and it's so hilarious that people did not get this from day fucking one. Sorry. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. We're a minute in, and I'm already getting angry.
Either. Multiple of its streamers have been accused of abuse. Some financial abuse, and others a more...
Oh, yeah, no shit.
...more heinous kind. There's been a lot of new information coming out, as these former friends...
Oh, yeah, Tectone being a fucking wife abuser.
Have begun to turn on each other
and this guy
air out their dirty laundry.
There is no holding back. Who cares anymore? I will expose everything about every person that you've ever known, and it is time to go full demon time. Let's watch the world burn.
Today, we'll be exploring the downfalls of various different streamers.
Yeah, that's a totally stable person.
I repeat what I said earlier on the Discord. The stupidity of people is astounding.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, it's annoying because it's for years. It's been almost a decade since this organization has formed, and I have been warning people about it since the very fucking beginning, and people fucking just did not listen to me, and this is the consequences. I fucking knew this shit was gonna happen. It's I knew this shit was gonna fucking happen, and I'm I wasn't really focusing on the real world shit, but, maybe I should have. I don't know. Maybe I should have gotten involved in the real world shit a lot earlier, but I didn't.
Hey guys, look, meet the Furry Ethan.
Meet the Apple Lore Ethan? I have no idea what Apple Lore is. I'm sorry.
2022
Welcome back,
was definitely
Kurt.
the height of
How's
OTK's
work?
popularity, with the introduction of certain
I don't know who Ethan is though.
members and the amount of collaborative projects under their belt. Though things changed later that year when a drama Mizkif got himself involved with toppled the first domino. On September 17th, the Twitch streamer Slicker was accused of scamming his fans and fellow creators out of $300,000. He did
No shit.
this under false pretenses, like claiming he was locked out of his bank account or that he needed to pay off his debt. In reality, he wasted all the money on a CSGO gambling addiction. My hot take here is
Jesus Christ, 300,000. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh god, dude. Yeah, like literally first person that got caught in the fucking got caught in it was a fucking like person that wasted people's money on fucking CS:GO.
Why do people think that furries do unthinkable things to animals and that they just don't act human?
Because of YouTubers. That's why. Content creators, that's why. People spread misinformation all the fucking time because they don't actually want to do their own research. And it's passed down the grapevine, pretty much. The reason why anyone has the opinions that they do today is because of fucking YouTubers. That's the reason why people think furries fuck animals. Even though that's not fucking real at all. Nobody's ever actually fucking done that. I mean, there's people have said that they're furries, but those aren't furries. So, I don't know. So,
if you're gonna give a gambling streamer money, you're fucking stupid and deserve to get scammed. It's like trusting extra Emily in a car.
How much signal I need to cut across?
yeah, this is victim blaming, by the way. Oh, don't give your money to a person with a gambling addiction, bitch. Like, was there any obvious signs? I mean, maybe there was. I don't fucking know, man. But it's like, you know, like blaming the people for getting scammed is the worst thing you can tell people, man. Oh, well, you guys shouldn't have gotten scammed, you know? Goth guys. Yeah, this person that you thought had the best intentions actually had terrible intentions. Wow, crazy. You know, I get the idea, you know, like, don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm the same way where I'm like, yeah, you know, it's like, if you give money to like a content creator, just expect that.
Here's how to be financially responsible. 1, don't fucking gamble. 2, if you can afford to save a portion of your paycheck, do so. I'd say take half of the extra from your paycheck and keep it. The other half is for recreation.
Yeah, exactly. 1, don't gamble. 2, if you can afford to save a portion of your paycheck, do so. And say take half the extra from your paycheck and keep it in the other half in recreation. Well, here's the funny thing about that. Saving money is kind of difficult now due to due to corporate greed. So, you know. Oh shit, I gotta actually write something down real quick. Hold on. That actually reminds me. I gotta write something down real fast. One moment. Sorry about that. Hold on. I need to do one more thing. I'm gonna play this video while we're at it, though.
8 lane. None? I turn now. Good luck, everybody else.
Slicker would later admit to all of this.
That's why I said if you can, because I fully understand that the current economy is shit.
Gambling ban
Yeah.
on Twitch. One of these streamers was Mizkif, who would post multiple tweets calling for Slicker and other streamers to get banned. To get back at him, Trainwrecks dropped one hell of a bombshell. Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to a railroad and blackmail me, like you did those girls to cover up all those sexual assaults, you fucking scumbag piece of shit? You want to come at me and make shit up? Then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house, you insecure pussy. He then clarifies that he's not accusing Mizkif of
Hold on. Wait. What? Hold on. Sorry. One moment. Let me do this real quick. Hold on. What did this say? Hold on.
led to a movement by other streamers to get gambling banned on Twitch. One of these streamers was Mizkif, who would post multiple tweets calling for Slicker and other streamers to get banned. To get back at him, Trainwrecks dropped one hell of a bomb.
The gambling streamer told people to try to get gambling banned off of Twitch? What? Such a weird thing.
Bombshell. Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to a railroad and blackmail me, like you did those girls to cover up all those sexual assaults, you fucking scumbag piece of shit? You want to come at me and make shit up? Then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house, you insecure pussy. He then clarifies
I know it's shit. I drive past the gas station, $4.32 a gallon.
Fuck? Hold on. Are you going to send Maya and which... Hold on. Here's how to be... Oh, oops, sorry. I know it's shit. I drive past the gas station, $4.32 a gallon. Yep. We know that. Oh, I know. I was just letting Zen know. Let's see. Are you going to send...
I think I might go to sleep. I've been missing school lately. A lot.
Okay. You have a good night, Fox. Appreciate you hopping on by for a bit. Let's see. Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to the railroad and blackmail me like you did those girls to cover up. Wait, what? And Mitch to railroad and blackmail me. You did those girls to cover up all those sexual assaults, you fucking scumbag piece of shit. You want to come at me and make shit up, then let's see, then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house in secure pussy. Oh, weird. I don't know if this guy was accused of anything,
Sexual
so...
assaults, you fucking scumbag piece of shit. You want to come at me and make shit up? Then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house, you insecure pussy. He then clarifies that he's not accusing Mizkif of assaulting someone, just that he helped cover up an assault. The assault in question allegedly happened to the streamer Adriana Lee back in January 2020, though the story didn't become
Okay, so, yeah, so he was talking about somebody covering up sexual assault. Yep. Typical content creators now, you know? This is why I don't trust any of them anymore. Sorry, but this is why I don't trust these guys anymore, you know? It's like content creators have just become absolute dicks. Like, they've just learned to become inhuman pieces of garbage. It's like, this is just constant now, and I'm like, you know, not saying that all content creators are like that, I'm just saying that, you know, every once in a while you just gotta be so fucking skeptical of everybody now. And it's so annoying, because unless it's like, ironically, someone that's like, how do I say this? It was really easy to tell, because if somebody was like typically a little bit edgier, that person would normally be very transparent about everything, and they were actually like a good person behind the scenes. And then when somebody would act like really like randomly nice all the time, like people would be a little skeptical, and people were just right on that. So, but nowadays, you know, now
Some people
are
become
just
content
both.
creators just to keep the lights on.
Some people become content creators just become keep the lights on. Yeah, that's the problem. Nobody should have to do that either.
They will make anything, and I mean anything.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Here's the thing. Most people shouldn't even be content creators, period. That's the problem. I do not think about 40% of the goddamn US population should be content creators. That's the crazy part. You know, I don't think like the vast majority of our own population should be a bunch of fucking content creators, but they are. And that's the thing. I don't think that should be a thing. Maybe I'm fucking crazy on that, but, you know, I do not think that that should just be the thing. At least not until, like, you know, fucking blue collar work basically becomes like automated and shit, right? You know.
I mean, I have a saying, if everything looks perfect, it makes me wonder what you're neglecting over appearances.
Yeah, exactly, man. Well, it's not sometimes your visual appearance, it's you know, your mental appearance. And some people have some ugly fucking like mental appearances. There's like a fucking term that somebody used where it's like, you know, just because you look fat doesn't mean you act fat. If people can be skinny and act fat, you know, like some people will just like like basically what that just means is, you know, you could be a greedy piece of shit or not, you know. It's like if you act greedy, you're just you're a dipshit, you know. It's like, you know, greed is a big fucking problem, and if you are like, you know, somebody that's like well off but you want more, there's a problem. you have a problem, you know. If you want more, like, you know, more of a useless piece of paper, then you need to like think your life, you know. So I know it sounds crazy, but, you know, also a lot of these people that you know, that you're saying are trying to quote unquote keep the lights on, Grayson, these people would be well off if they didn't.
Furry's the thing, content creation is like survival of the fittest. If you make good content, you make good money. The opposite for if you make bad content.
Let's see. Here's the thing. Content creation is survival of the fittest. If you make good content, you make good money. That is highly false. That is actually the opposite. The shittier the more slop you make, the more money you make. The more garbage you make, it like conveyor belt-esque, the more money you make. It's not about quality, it's about quantity with content creation, unfortunately. That's what all these social media platforms have. Because if it was all about quality, then artists would be at the top. Like, as simple as that. Maybe we used to once be at the top, but we aren't anymore, because it's not about quality anymore. It's about quantity. You know, if people, like, you know, that's what I'm saying. Now there's quality content or there's quality viewers and there's quantity viewers. quality viewers are the people that tend to actually be like you guys, where a lot of times you guys care more about the art or more about the experience.
I understand.
Then you care about then you care about like just, I mean, you care about the entertainment, I guess, but it's like you care about the person behind making the entertainment, not just like the fake, mask that a lot of them put on where they just purely are there for entertainment purposes and nothing else, right? Like the quantity viewer is the opposite. They want somebody that basically you watch and you move on, right? You watch their video, you're like, oh, that's a good video, entertain me more, and then rinse and repeat, right? It's a conveyor belt. You get conveyor belt content. And again, there's nothing wrong with with watching that kind of stuff. It's just it's just not very quality. It's very low quality, like low quality content being consumed by something that's just bad for you. It's like eating junk food. It's okay to have a bag of chips, just don't have 20 bags of chips. And even then,
I put a lot of effort into my equipment and the showcase videos, but I can't replicate the sheer scale of the corporate BS channels. And that's what YouTube cares about anymore.
yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, it's just algorithms. You'll always get a following, but you'll never get a massive following, because massive followings aren't really the best viewers. Like maybe I'm crazy, people are going to be all mad at me because of that, but it's like if I hear a person that's just that is like, oh yeah, well this person makes millions of dollars, I don't want that viewer. Sorry, I don't want you then. If you are a person that only cares about how wealthy I am, I don't want you. That's the thing. A lot of people don't actually understand that I can make that choice as a person. I rather have people that have a little bit of light and inspiration in their eyes than people that, than people that, just end up being, like a machine for content creators, if that makes any sense, right? I don't give a shit about if you care about, I care about people, and even though I don't know you guys in a personal way, and again, I'm not trying to cause a parasocial relationship, as I can't be there for you in the worst of
Back
your
when YouTube
times.
was created, it was a place for how-tos and shit like that.
Let's see, how-tos and shit like that. Well, how-tos was a different thing too. That didn't come till later. YouTube started with skits. It started with skits, and then it started with anime. Then it went to animated skits, and then it went from animated skits to gaming, and then gaming to fucking drama, then drama to then drama to, I think what else? Drama to commentary, then commentary to no, sorry. It started with, okay, sorry, I'm skipping a lot. So let's see. It started with skits. Then it went from skits to animated skits. Then it went from animated skits to movie reviews. Then it went from movie reviews to game reviews. Then it went from game reviews to gaming content, like Let's Play content. And it went from gaming to drama, then drama to then drama to I think what was after drama. Yeah, and then drama to corporate, I guess, I think I'm not missing anything. I might be missing something. No, commentary was, I didn't even talk about commentary. Yeah, commentary was after game reviews, but yeah, it was after game reviews, but before gaming content, if that makes any sense. And yes, commentary channels I know still exist now, and they're still pretty large. They've just evolved immensely, which is fine. I don't mind commentary channels, because this channel right here that we're watching, this is a commentary video. This person takes a lot of time and effort to put together clips and scripts, and actually taking time to break down everything that happened with whatever topic they're talking about, right? These guys tend to take a lot of time to make their videos. There's a lot of people that would try to copycat it now, probably. But how do you say it? Yeah, these guys, channels like these are the how you say it? Channels like these are the reason why I think people still stick on YouTube, at least. Hopefully. Hopefully. I don't know. Not entirely, I guess. I don't know. I just think that how I said, I just think that, you know, like YouTube is, not YouTube. I think it's just like, you know, YouTube has changed a lot. And I think 2016 is when it really went downhill because of all the drama shit.
I'm pulling all of the so-called information out of my AHH.
Information out of my, just say ass, please. Let's see. I'm pulling, oh wait, right, you can't say ass on YouTube, right. God damn it. I'm pulling all of the so-called information cut of my ass. What are you talking about? Are you talking about me saying that? All this information, I don't have to pull it out from my ass because I lived through it. I was alive during all this stuff, man. Like, I lived through it, and I was very ingrained into internet culture when I was younger. I was very ingrained into internet culture when I was younger, dude. I'm not like, I'm not saying this just out of my ass. I'm literally saying this because I lived like each era, I did shit for Machinima back in the day, dude, so,
No.
Wait, what? What are you saying no to? Oh, this is a T. This is a TH.
The stuff I've been telling you.
Wait, what? What stuff? What are you talking about? Back when YouTube was created for a place of how-tos, and shit like that. Okay. Oh, you're talking about you're saying that. Okay. I was about to say, I'm like, you could try, but like, I'm like, I ain't pulling this stuff out of my ass, I'll tell you that. So, I was very involved
Oh my God, the delay.
on YouTube back in the day, so, sorry. Well, it's YouTube. YouTube's behind, I'm sorry. Twitch isn't, though.
Public until July 2021.
Is it just me and you, Grayson? I just recognized. Yeah, it's just me and you, I think. And Zen. Wow, there's only 2 people here today. This is interesting.
During Novaru's 21st birthday party, Adriana got drunk and blacked out, with Novaru and her friends watching over her. During all of this, another streamer at the party named Crazy Slick
I'm always
following her around, trying to kiss her, and even entered her room multiple times.
Jesus Christ, this guy looks like a douche.
Without fail.
This guy looks like a pervert. Like, okay. Man,
AHH.
wow. This guy looks like a pervert. Wow, this guy was following around a girl and being creepy? No,
Cool.
No, not this pervert. No, not really. No, I couldn't believe that. Wow, like, could you be more stereotypical looking? Like, holy shit, that guy really does look like he would just like he would like definitely sexually harass a girl. I don't like. He looks like the stereotype of that, like, of
Really
the
does look like the
party guy.
stereotype.
Yeah, of like the parody of the guy that like sexually harasses women at parties. That's crazy. Anyway,
times, claiming he was checking if she was still alive. During one of these instances, Slick touched both her neck and chest to check for a pulse.
Ew.
Adriana later clarified that she doesn't know if his intentions were out of genuine concern or not, and clarified
They
that she
weren't.
did not consider this rape or assault.
they were not.
The situation became public after Novaru talked about it on stream, which pissed Adriana
Oh no, he had to blur something in the video. Really? YouTube didn't like whatever the hell shirt she had on? Really? Really? Really, YouTube? Come on. That's crazy. That's not, so that blur right there, that's not a like a video editing blur. Usually with that, YouTube tells you to blur those blur that part of the video. And I'm like, really, YouTube? Come on. AI system like, nope, can't show this shirt, probably. I don't even know what the hell is going on the left-hand side. Apparently there's something over here, too. What the fuck is YouTube thinking this is? Like, does it just think it's like a porn video or something? I don't know.
off, leading to her writing a twit longer. In it, she portrays Crazy Slick as nothing more than a creepy weirdo. But now, with the additional context coming to light, it seems like Slick was more of a devious piece of shit than we thought. Not surprising, because this dude literally goes by Crazy Slick. His name sounds like that of a rapist. Adriana would come forward.
Yeah, the name.
It's just a shirt, dude.
I know. That's what's just crazy is like, well, it was covering the shirt and then it was covering like her upper chest and then like somewhere of the couch in the background, which means YouTube's AI like basically thought that it was something worse, which is insanity. Like something that I guess is against the guidelines. which is so annoying. YouTube AI, like, which is like, because that blur is something you have to add in YouTube post, or you have to like you put in like like that's a thing that YouTube like can have you add, but that's like usually YouTubers only really use that blur if YouTube detected something, which is so fucking annoying. Like that's annoying as hell.
Forward once again, and exposed evidence she had collected from other people, showing that Slick was competing with Destiny to become the world's biggest sex pest. Trainwreck is alleging that Ms. Kiff sent his then-girlfriend, Maya Higa, and their friend Mitch Jones to Adriana's house, convincing her to write that twit longer, and downplay what Slick actually did.
That whole time, I was just told he touched my neck and like my wrist and tried to check my pulse. And then I found out as we were writing that twit longer that he touched my chest.
Oh,
yikes. That was news to me that day.
Okay, so she got blackout drunk too. Oof, that's really rough to do at a party too. I'm assuming these guys were in their 20s by the time, so I get why you'd probably get blackout drunk at like a party. But yeah, that's usually a thing you don't do, because then shit like that can happen. But people.
Okay, so I got an hour-long video. It's I think on topic, but I was wondering if we could watch it this stream.
No, sorry, but no. I'm sorry, but no, not today. I apologize.
After.
It even like I'm highly sure that we won't even be able to get through this video. Like we'll probably get through this video today, but I don't think we'll be able to how you say it, I think once we finish it, it'll probably be the end of stream. So if we get through it, then sure, we'll definitely watch it next stream. But you also got to put it in the Discord. You got to put in like the submit videos to watch. So
because I don't want to talk about that situation, and we were in a safe space where we all were talking about it, and that was news to me that day.
Thanks.
So you were literally unconscious. It's not like you can go off of like what you saw because you were sleepy.
Exactly, and I think I don't think people realize that.
For additional context.
Oh yeah, she was blackout drunk. That's why. Like he was about to probably give the context that she was blackout drunk, but I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. If you black out from that shit, that's kind of happens. I did. Okay, cool. Then we will look at it next stream then. How about that? Just remind me, what do I call it? Remind me next stream, and then we will look at it, okay? I promise. I do make promises a lot sometimes, though, and kind of don't, fair warning, I do forget a lot, so, ADHD brain, so just remind me next stream, please. So.
Ms. Kiff is friends with Crazy Slick and is roommates with the guy.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Ms. Kiff would have an incentive to save Slick's ass, as they're not only buddies, but they make content together.
We're not kicking him out. I know a lot of you guys were afraid of that, and I understand why, considering the last time of what happened, but he's not leaving. But if you think that...
Cool. The rapist is not getting kicked out. Awesome. Or the fact that you're not trying to look for a new roommate. Wow. Not a rapist. I guess he hasn't raped her. He didn't rape her yet, but a sexual assault person. Jeez Louise, man. Sexual assault, the sexual assault, person is not being kicked out. Cool. Good job, guys.
I wasn't ready to do it. You're out of your damn mind. You could ask Maya. I was literally crying.
We were crying yesterday morning because
I thought I was gonna have to do it.
Has to leave today. We're not kicking him out, but he is getting help.
The hell do you mean? Like, oh, I was literally crying because he has to leave today. Bitch, you guys get to choose. What do you mean, dude? What do you guys mean, dude? Like, you guys, like, it's not like a fucking timer. You guys aren't on a fucking timer on when to kick him out or not. That's such a bullshit lie, dude.
I have a hard time remembering things too. It's because I have brain damage from all the seizures I had in my childhood.
Yeah. I, very much have that as well. I'm, a lot of problems. I don't have seizures. I'm sorry. Not seizures, but, a lot of brain damage myself. Very decaying very fast. So I apologize if I act a little differently.
He is going to talk to somebody. He is going to change his behavior. He is going to... It's so hard to say it without sounding cliche and like not genuine, but he really does want to be...
My brain just sucks. I fucking hate it.
He's going to change himself so that he doesn't do that, because this was a lot...
I mean, I think everyone's does, because unfortunately it's not your fault. It's literally the education system that we had, because billionaires didn't want us to be smart, so they invented the No Child Left Behind law and screwed over future generations. So It is literally not your fault that you may not be like, you know, as intelligent, like at the level that you should be. The vast majority, like the literal planet is more intelligent. Like everybody on the planet is more intelligent than like US citizens right now, or US children right now, or just US adults, period. Like we are at the grade level that a fucking like a freaking like 10-year-old is, or 12-year-old is for the rest of the world. So, you know, take that as you will. Damn, I'm trying to figure this out here.
This was more than a wake-up call.
Here's how Adriana explained the situation to Hassan Piker once Trainwreck's tweet came out.
And I was like, well, I was just gonna write the tweet longer with Kyle, the person that was there.
Well, at least I can still do
don't
art.
really see why you guys need to
Exactly.
be here. And then from there, obviously I was, you know, well, you know, if we say something, we're gonna have to kick Slick out. And I was like, okay. And it's like, well, if you do say something, just know, like, people are they're gonna come after you. I was like, okay, well, like, I'm still gonna be true to myself, you know?
Yeah.
And we wrote the thing together, like, she was there while we were writing it. And she proofread it, and we changed some of the vocabulary to make it less harsh on Slick.
How much you want to bet that people that are like massive fans of OTK probably immediately saw Hassan and they were like, oh, well, this guy's an animal abuser, so I'm gonna stop watching. How much you want to fucking bet? How much you want to bet? You know, don't get me wrong, I don't like animal abusers either. I fucking hate them, but the fact that like people are going to focus on the fact that Hassan's here instead of the actual victim that was that was literally sexually assaulted here. Like, I'm going to be completely fucking honest with you. I bet all the fucking people that clicked away from this fucking video were probably people that were like, what do you call it? It was like a fucking, like, probably saw Hassan there and they were like, oh, well, it's an animal abuser. Bitch! Not sex offender. Yeah, I guess sex offender, you know. Like, dude, it's like a fucking, like, it's like a person that, like, committed sexual assault. it does not involve, like, fucking, like, what do you call it? It does not involve this fucker talking to, like, interviewing this person. I don't, like, yes, Hassan sucks ass, fuck him too. But fuck the sexual assault person too. Like, fuck the person that committed sexual assault. Like, that is not what the point is. The point is somebody was sexually assaulted. And I get so annoyed, like, because, like, all these people are brain dead fucking idiots. Like, that fucking look at this shit and be like, and see, like, a person that they don't like and pretend like that invalidates everything else. Like, I don't know, man. So many people on social media like that are like that right now, and I fucking hate it. People are dumbasses. I'm sorry. I just had to say something because it feels like people constantly, time and time again. I've been seeing it all the time.
Zen, do you still exist?
Zen. I think Zen's still here. I'm not sure. Probably. Like, you know, I get so annoyed when people see somebody that they don't like and then act like the person that's making, like, acting like previous stuff, like, you know, that situations just don't exist because all of a sudden another person like that was a very controversial figure ends up doing something terrible later, and then acting like that invalidates, like, you know, a literal a situation that was completely separate, right? Like, you know, like,
if I didn't have all my health problems, I would have easily graduated at least 2 years early, but now I'm graduating late, which is BS. And if the school system had made more accommodations for me, like allowing online working, then I would have at least graduated on time.
At least graduated on time? The education system should have done more than that. What do you call it? The education system just needs a full overhaul, you know, but, you know, I don't know, and actually listen to educators, if that makes any sense, rather than just like a small group of people that did something fucking stupid. But we also shouldn't just be letting politicians completely just get rid of it entirely. Because it needed an overhaul, not just it not existing. Like, the Department of Education is now just fucking gone, thanks to our current leaders. I'm like, the fuck? Yeah, cool. Like, that will help. Not. Anyway.
in hopes, because she promised me, she is not just her responsibility, it's obviously Ms, because Ms sent her, and I found out later that Ms sent, quote, one of the more reputable
Overhaul,
girls
not
on
abolishment.
Twitch to make it look better for him.
Yeah,
Maya
exactly.
would respond on stream the same day, explaining that she didn't feel like she was pressuring Adriana in any way, though she seemed
Yes, overhaul, not abolishment,
to
exactly.
understand the power dynamic at play.
Was there a power dynamic in that situation? Because I'm a bigger streamer, yes. And I feel bad about that. It wasn't my intention to introduce that to the situation. I wasn't trying to impose that on her. I wasn't trying to pressure her, you know, or like force her into saying something. But did it naturally exist? Yes. But all I went there for.
You're the bigger streamer and you used your power, but probably if you were
I'm still in school and struggling a little in a specific class, and the best they can do is put me in a different room. Hey,
Hey, how you doing, Mossy? How's work? How's errands? How's your day in general? Hoping it was well for you. Still in school and struggling a little in a specific class, and the best they can do is put me in a different. Yeah. I mean, teachers aren't fucking paid either. That's the problem too. Like you wanna know who has all the teacher salary right now? Fucking billionaires. You wanna know who has all of like the money for a future for a future? Like billionaires. Billionaires have all the fucking money. It's like, want to educate our student, want to educate future generations so they can actually take care of us when we're old as fuck. Yeah, I guess we're not allowed to have that, it's so annoying, man. It's like, what the fuck, man?
I'm planning to actually stick around this stream.
Steam, hell yeah. Stick around the steam. It gets real hot around here. Unfortunately, I don't have Omsk here to help me make some extra steam, but it's all right. I'll just stick this rock on this.
And when I find an easier way to solve a problem, they tell me it's wrong, even though it's never given me the wrong answer.
And when I find an
LMAO.
easier way to solve a problem,
Typo.
tell me that's wrong. Yeah, well, it's because it's like fucking, the problem is, it's because they want they have like a book that basically says what's incorrect and what's correct, rather than maybe having someone that can determine an answer. They don't give the power to the teachers. They just tell them hey, this is what you have to do, and this is how we do it. If you do it any other way, then you're a criminal. It's annoying, right? And yes, that's what happens if kids are not taught the fucking stupid core book for some odd reason. They can be considered a criminal. Teachers can literally be a criminal, which is fucking insane. I don't like that, I get the idea if it's trying to teach them that fucking Nazi Germany was a good thing or some shit, then yeah, okay, that could be a problem. But also, even if they did that shit, I would just say remove them. Don't fucking don't turn they're not a fucking criminal for doing they're not a criminal for being independent. But
what's happening?
Well, we're learning about OTK right now. We were talking about the education system as well, but yeah, you want to know why everything is fucked right now? It's because of this group. OTK is the reason why we are fucked. Why we are in this, why our country is in the state that it is right now. So, they've been doing this shit since 2016, and I've warned people.
The basics kids need to learn is what's going on currently in the economy and teaching them the usual math, language, arts, that stuff.
The basics kids need to learn what is going on currently in the economy and teaching usual math, language, arts, that stuff. Yeah. Well, I mean, they need to teach you guys to fucking read. I don't mean to be that person, but they need to teach you guys to read, because it's because you're not going to be able to absorb all of the information, or every single thing, within your, even from childhood to teenhood. You guys are going to have to sometimes because when you're an adult, you have to pick up on some you have to actually pick up extra information later on. I know technically college is supposed to be for that, but if you're not a person that goes to college, which most can't now because most can't afford it, then usually a lot of times adults will go to the library and try to gain some knowledge off of that, because that's typically what's supposed to happen. You start with elementary school, and
media literacy has gone down the drain, and so has just basic literacy.
Literacy period. Yeah, literacy period has gone down the drain. Media literacy never really existed, because media literacy is more of oh, you're talking about media, sorry, not social media literacy, sorry. Media literacy, I guess you're right, yeah. it's kind of never really existed because most of the time a lot of these institutions were funded by the people, so it didn't really necessarily entirely matter at the time because it was like based off of, funny enough, our taxes and shit, you know. Like, it was based off of our taxes, and obviously there was like eventually it got to the point where like sponsors and shit started getting a hold of them. But yes, there used to be like institutions that used to be able to hold these guys accountable for who they are. But nowadays, or hold these guys accountable, but nowadays corporations can do whatever the fuck they want, you know? So, but you know, I know this sounds crazy, but Fox News used to be an actual like good source of information because it wasn't a massive sellout, you know. And PBS obviously, you know, like think about instead of the news being like, you know, exacerbated where like, you know, where it intentionally just tries to cause rage bait and like clip farming 24/7, imagine that it was just like PBS. Like the PBS like documentary like you know, that organization. Imagine that everything was like PBS, but they had like different categories that they basically were doing stuff for. Some of them were more modern, like current event. Some of them were like, you know, on a like each place was like based off of each specific like event. There, a lot of them were current events, but again, they were like more informative, if that made any sense, right? They were more informative and they were like more logical. But unfortunately, you know, I think social media completely ruined that shit. You know, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like it's kind of ruined a lot of it because now people have the attention span of a fucking goldfish. So, you know, like, and that's been proven. So, you know, it's like, I don't know. Social media kind of helped spread a lot of things, but it also made like it spread a lot of good things, but it also spread so many fucking bad things, you know. It spread so much bad bullshit, you know. And OTK is one of them. OTK is one of the ones that started that shit. So, you know,
was to ask her if she had been raped or sexually assaulted. She said no. I asked her if she can include that.
But then Mitch Jones just said, fuck it, we did that shit. We covered for Slick's ass. Fuck you, Mizkif.
Did Miz explicitly give direction to you and Maya and fucking whoever the fuck else was in that room to go to Adriana's house and to quote unquote downplay the situation or find a way to save Slick's ass? Yes or no?
The answer to that is yes.
Okay. That's the fucking sauce right there, bro.
Okay, so he just straight up like said, yeah, okay, so they just admitted sexually like are trying to downplay sexual assault. Cool, great. It's just MLG all
Can you all
over
taste the
again.
difference in water, or is it just where I am because the water here tastes like latex?
Water tastes like latex? Is there an... Okay, Is there an AI data center near you? Because apparently they're fucking with the water, so, you know, just fair warning, you know, if there is, burn it. You know, by that point, fucking burn it. You know? I don't, you know, like, we're tired of this fucking AI, you know, that's what's been stealing, that's what's been, like, poisoning your water more, so... burn the shit out of it. So...
And it's just like, that's not easy for me to say at all, but that is the answer, yeah.
Fuck, man.
By this point, all eyes were on Mizkif. He was seen as the mastermind behind it all, especially when this clip from September 2021 resurfaced.
Of what you can deem of it, it's sexual harassment, whatever. At a low scale, it's not really a big deal. I don't think people really gave
You mean to tell me that AI data centers are putting chemicals in the water that turn the frogs gay?
AI data centers are putting chemicals in the water to literally murder us. Not even turn us gay, unfortunately, you know? Which, yes, I guess that's what you would be calling it, yes. They're not necessarily putting chemicals in the water intentionally, it's just they kind of...
I was making a joke.
Yeah, I know, I get that. I know, I get the joke. I know, it's the Alex Jones thing. You know, they aren't putting chemicals in the water that's giving us the tism where you know, it's the they're putting chemicals in the water to, they're not even intentionally doing it. They're putting like leftover scrap of or leftover liquefied chips in the goddamn, I don't even know what the fuck it is, liquefied like lead bullshit in the water, liquefied metal. So yeah, ain't great, tell you that.
If you're gonna be like this, I'll just turn it off.
Now, to be charitable to Mizkif, he might not have known the full extent of the situation. Maybe he didn't send Mitch and Maya to Adriana's house for the sole purpose of saving Crazy Slick's reputation. Mitch could be lying. I mean, the guy's a fucking snake. Scratch that. He's a Titanoboa. He ended up leaking 2 Discord calls that were held the night Trainwreck put his tweet out, which included both him and Mizkif, Asmongold, XQC, Mitch, and this dude named Barry. It's pretty contested.
Oh my god, holy crap. All of these fuckers hanging out just really just...
I need to go back to Alaska.
It really just shows you, like, you know, it really just shows you, like, the problems that all these guys have. Alaska, yeah. I mean...
Give me my glacier water.
Honestly. I mean, there's probably oil in that water, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, what you need to do is just flee the country. They're poisoning the water here. I mean, but, you know, that's if you're able to, you know. Most people can't escape because we're all too fucking broke to be able to leave, so, you know, just saying. So.
Oil than lead.
Better oil than lead. That's fair. That's fair.
Someone say oil. Dead shit mine.
Someone say oil. Scree! Enter eagle noises. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Data centers leaking in the water. Let's find out. Or are they just stealing water? Let's see. I am actually curious because I don't know if they're just poisoning it or if they're leaking shit. Hold on. Let's see.
Someone said that shit mine.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, hear America and oil and you go, scree! Let's see. Include. Oh my god, it's just, they're just categorizing it as TDS. Total dissolved solids. Jesus Christ.
Y'all, I have a theory. It's buns, though.
Let's see. So, zinc, copper, and chromium are now gonna be in the waters. Cool. Fucking love that shit. God damn it, dude. So yeah, I guess fuck oil. It's zinc, copper, and fucking chromium is now what we're drinking. Zinc? Zinc is, like, really bad. Hold on. What the fuck? I guess that's in fish, so, but still. Jesus Christ, man. Copper and chromium. What is chromium? Hold on. Let's see. And
the government gets more money.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's see. Then obviously they fucking, you know, pollute the shit out of the fishes, like, you know, the fucking ocean, but that we already knew that. Jesus Christ, man. Oh my god. Yeah, so bro, like this is why people want AI data centers around, because they're literally like, they're putting like things that give you fucking like cancer. Like I just like how is this allowed? How, like, you're just gonna kill everybody. Like all these billionaires are like,
you see this shit and you wonder why we want to move to Mars.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny because it's like all
Can
these.
we listen to Big Ring from the I think it was 2012 Lorix demo?
Yeah, it's Bigger Ring. Yeah, you're right. That is exactly what's happening. Hold on. All right, hold on. Hold on, one sec. Hold on. Where was it? Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Hold on. Yeah, this one? Hold on. Let's see, where was it?
Sit and knit, but often bigger debt. Now I've had a little time to reassess my needs, and I need a bigger office. I need a bigger chair.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Bigger desk, a bigger staff, a bigger hat to wear. Because I'm figuring on
Hold on, where's like the big climax part? Hold on. Let's see.
You got a beer I could have.
Got a beer I could have? I do not, sadly. I don't drink.
I need that shit.
Trying to see if I can find the climax part of it. Yeah, this part. I don't know when to fucking stop. What the fuck? How did this happen? Yeah, those are just them.
Tell me that this isn't relevant to modern society.
Oh, it 1000% is.
Now when I say need, I don't mean I'm addicted to beer, it's just I need one now because this is hard to think about.
Yeah, I need one now because I'm addicted to beer. It's just need one now because it's hard to think about. Well, I mean, like, here's the funniest fucking thing. We were going in the right direction for a while. Things were actually changing, but, you know, corporation said, nah, fuck all that shit, let's just go all the way back. Fuck all of that shit. Fuck it all, I guess, you know? We're going the right direction and just basically being like, hey, let's just copy Europe. Like, so it was such an easy solution. It's such a fucking easy solution because it's like basically what the US was doing for a second or like for a while there was basically just like, hey, let's copy Europe. Let's just like have some healthier things. Let's just not kill our citizens and it'll be good, right? Let's just copy everything they're doing. And it fucking worked. Like it was working.
All that hard work for what?
Yeah. Well, all that hard work for what? Well, all that hard work was essentially making sure that people just wouldn't die. You know, their citizens, like our citizens would be fine. Like we wouldn't be like, you know, having a huge increase in cancer.
We fixed the hole in the ozone, but here we fucking are today.
Yeah, like, you know, like, and we wouldn't have like giant factories like polluting the shit out of everything and like everything. Like golf courses would be removed, let's be honest. I don't know, man. There's so many fucking things that like the genius idea was like, I know people are gonna fucking obviously shit on me for this, but it's like, dude, Europe had the right idea. All we had to do was just copy them. Simple as that. All we had to do was copy them, and the US got that fucking idea and was like, you know what, that's a great idea, let's do that. And we've been doing that since like 2013. And then all of a fucking sudden, like now, like everything we did that was copying them, we just said fuck it and threw it all out the window. Like, what the hell, man? Like, it's just crazy, man. It's like, it worked so well. But, you know, I guess just fuck everything, I guess. You know, fuck it all. Let's just go back, I guess, from everything that happened. But I think that's just it. Billionaires just hated that shit. because they had to follow all these rules and regulations to make sure that they wouldn't be poisoning their citizens, or be poisoning the citizens of the places that they live, the land they live on, but they didn't give a fuck. But then they just paid all these dudes to make sure that they could just go back to fucking the 50s. I'm annoyed. I'm so annoyed, man. There's so much progress being made, and just and they just and how you say it? I don't know, man. I think it's education that really just fucked it up. I'm not gonna lie. It's education that fucked it up because just people were not educated, and billionaires.
Who cares if a few things are dying, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Pretty much. That's essentially what they did. Got to get them more money. Find that bottom line, right? Ugh. Oh my god, man. I'm so annoyed. Man, I'm so annoyed. Because originally it was okay. How do I say this? At first, it was just it was the people, right? I know this sounds crazy, but usually the Lorax, the original story, was based off of okay, yes, there's always greedy Billy, there's gonna be the greedy guy that plants business, right? And he's gonna make a business based off of something, and everybody's gonna love it because it's extra convenient, right? And so we followed that, right? And a lot of times and that was just true, right? A lot of times people, benefiting businesses was we were benefiting the guy that was damaging everything, and in order to not incentivize him, we need to not just be some lazy fuckers sometimes, right? Or not you eat a bag of chips, right? Just don't go crazy, because you eating that bag of chips can technically that's kind of causing more pollution for plastic pollution, right? So it's yeah, sure, should you feel bad about it? Not entirely, but you just gotta chill out on it, right? Don't incentivize the guy to up his production, if that makes any sense. Don't incentivize the business owner that biggers their company to make more terrible products that are more terrible for the environment, that will create more aggressive animals in the future, right? And create a terrible environment that we live around, right? Don't make them poison the water, because eventually the consequences will happen, right? Consequences will happen where eventually you will, you'll be...
Sorry if I'm not talking. I'm drawing right now, lol.
No, you're good. You'll be, the consequences are you will eventually deal with the problems that
No color, can I tell you about an experience I had? I promise it's on topic.
Okay. What do I call it? There's a, they'll originally it was based off of
That is why I make all my
us.
own equipment, and I make anything I can make myself.
Yeah. It was based off of us, right? We were kind of also the problem, and it wasn't just billionaire guy evil, right? But nowadays that is just the problem. The problem is the billionaires, because for the longest time we were all just it took us to be able to change, to be able to have things change, right? Again, when Europe was being copied, a lot of us were oh yeah, that's actually just a good idea. Why don't we just do what they're doing? I'm their environment looks look at Netherlands, man. It looks fucking beautiful, right? A lot of us are yeah, we kind of want that future. So we did that, right? We were trying to have that kind of future where it's okay, if maybe it takes a little bit more effort, but if we're all a little bit more environmentally friendly, we'll be okay, right? Or not not just environmentally friendly, but also trying to not be as lazy, about a lot of things, and have some skills, and try to be independent based off of ourselves. That was just a thing for a while, right? It just, everybody was useful in some way, shape, or form. But at some point, people decided to just stop using something that they learned, and just instead just
unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. Hell of a quote, but that's not the problem anymore.
No, it's not. Exactly. That's exactly what it used to be. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, it's not going to get better. It's not. That quote still works, it just works in a different context now, because beforehand, what that meant is you had to, you had to care a whole awful lot by changing, like, our own selves. But now, that's not necessarily true anymore. Or that's not necessarily true based off of, like, applying it to ourselves, but now it is more true based off of applying it to now overthrowing, like, government. Like, corrupted government, because the 6 pillars, like, of institution, 2 out of the 3 decided to combine and become more corrupt, and a third is about to be more corrupt soon. So, it's not necessarily like, others are being destroyed, but yeah, like, it just, humanity really, like, I don't know, man. It's just crazy, man. These guys got too much money at one point, and now they choose the fate of where we live. Ugh. A list for fucking...
So I went to a Subway to throw something away. I toss it on the recycle section and it goes in and I see it roll over to the garbage section, so I put my hand down the garbage section and up there cycle.
Well... Wait. I toss in the recycle section. Well, here's the funny thing. So if it's paper, yeah, sure. But if it's anything, even if it's plastic, technically there's not really much that they can do with that. But that, that's the reason why a lot of times, like, there's, like, why Germany is making biodegradable plastic. So, which is interesting. So a lot of it ends up in the ocean anyway. But the cool thing
That's not the point.
Yeah, I know. Like, the point is, how do I say this? It's interesting, right? Like, I don't think we should keep making plastic. Maybe I'm crazy, but, like, if we're gonna make plastic, we need to make biodegradable plastic. I think what Germany is doing right now, where they're making biodegradable plastic, it's a good idea, right? Because we use plastic for a lot of things, like, especially for, like, medicine and shit, so it's not the worst thing in the world, right? Because we
can't put 2 holes over the same trash can.
Put 2 holes over the same trash can? Oh, I did not know that. Yeah. Ugh. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think it's really annoying, man. We got way off topic, but, like, essentially, like, OTK started this shit where they were like, oh, like, environmentally friendly solutions that will help change the future. Nah, fuck that. Rights, people having rights, nah, fuck that. Even though that affected them too, like, fucking, like, independency, like the like, follow, like, having somebody.
What they're saying is that the
not have
recycling
to
bin and the garbage
follow.
bin are combined, so no matter what you pick, it's all going in the same bin. It's not organized.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know. I don't know. Trash is a very interesting thing because a lot of times you can just burn it.
Yes.
I know.
Oh, okay, just clarifying.
Yeah, I know. Trash is kind of like, some places just have trash cans because it's just trash, but, like, because
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. Technically, it all burns. So, I mean, technically that's what we do with all of our trash, is we just burn it, we incinerate it like crazy. So that's not necessarily the worst thing. It's okay to have a little bit of pollution. It's just not okay to have so much pollution that, like, like buying a bag of Lay's chips is like, like, can cause, like, fucking, like, it's a huge problem, right? Like, or, like, leaving plastic in, like, in the ocean, is not necessarily the best solution, right? Like, it just, things that build up, right? Because burning trash should just be natural, but not trash, the things that basically make that trash in the first place is the real problem, right? Like, technically, like, we should have as much, like, plastic chip bags shouldn't exist. Paper chip bags should exist, right? Like, technically, like, bags of chips should be with paper instead of plastic, right? You know, like cardboard boxes, like, like crackers. I shouldn't be saying that because Twitch will fucking freak the fuck out when I say that. But those, like,
we need to go back to paper packaging. We have tree farms for paper, so why wouldn't we?
Yeah, exactly. Like Ritz and stuff, like, that doesn't need plastic. That can use paper, right? We could use paper for that. And it's recyclable. We can reuse paper over and over and over again. And then let's see what else. Trying to think what else we have here. I think what else needs paper. Like I said, biodegradable plastic is also a perfect solution, like that Germany has for water bottles and even like soda bottles and shit. I get that, metal can be recycled. We always recycle metal cans, right? Like that's obvious. We already use that. Like medicine is the main thing because medicine, I guess you can't necessarily put it
Plastic
in,
plants do not need to exist.
Yeah, plastic plants do not need to exist. I agree. Yeah, I agree. I don't think those sell that often though, do they? Do they cause enough of a problem for people to like have this issue? I don't know. Like, I mean, let me be honest. So let's see. Like my mouse, it's plastic. Like the container, like on my my what do I call it? Like my anti-acid tablets, those are plastic. Like those are in a plastic container. I have an alarm clock that's plastic. Like even though I don't know. I don't know what you can make that out of though. Let's see. Like the container I put my
stuff in cars are plastic.
Yeah, the thing that I put stuff in cars are plastic. Yeah. Well, the shell of cars are plastic, yeah. My fucking glasses case is plastic. My glasses and even like the fucking the lenses I see through, they're not necessarily glass anymore. They're plastic. At least I don't think they're glass anymore. And then let's see. Then yeah, like I mean, let's see. I have cardboard. I mean, I have a container for plastic that's like screwdriver things.
My glasses are also plastic.
Yeah. Like this is kind of the thing. There's some things that just need plastic, right? But like, but just because of that doesn't mean we shouldn't make a more environmentally friendly plastic. But for things that don't need it, like I said, like, like food, like certain...
We can make storage out of wood. It's easy, looks better, and uses renewable resources.
Make storage out of wood? That's true. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I could technically have, like... like, wood glasses have, like, existed previously, so that wouldn't be too bad.
Most all my pottery is ceramic.
Glasses case could be wood, you're right. A wooden alarm clock. That has electric stuff in it, so I don't know if that would work. But then again, that's more of a luxury, Like, my phone has metal. I don't know if it has plastic, though. I don't know if this thing has plastic. I have no idea. Like a toothbrush. My toothbrush is plastic, right? Like, I don't know if we could have a wood... I guess we could have a wood toothbrush with, like slightly thing. Yeah, okay. Paper cups, okay. Yeah, paper cups, those have always been a thing, so we could use paper cups for the cups I have here. I have
bamboo
paper
toothbrush.
Cups.
Then we go back to mechanical alarm clocks.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. No, you ain't wrong. Metal can be recycled. You're right. No, you're totally right. You're totally right. But then we have a solution, though, or we have to find another solution, though. Medicine.
Paper plates.
What do we put? Paper plates. Yeah, paper plates. People mostly use paper plates anyway. I buy paper plates because they're just better. Plastic plates aren't really something that people like anyway. I was gonna say,
paper bowls.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously. Trying to think here. What exactly else? Trying to think here. What else uses plastic that we would need to find a solution for? I do not know. I don't know. Containers with like sauce and shit. That's a hard one. Like, what would you put sauces in? Is the question. Like, if you got like hot sauce or something, not like just the packets. I mean, like the big old bottles of like sauce based stuff.
For medicine, we can use glass containers since it's sterile and recyclable. Besides, with plastic comes microplastics they get on everything. Plastic silverware.
Yeah, but glass was also...
Glass is recyclable.
Is it? Yeah, but glass was the reason why we switched to plastic, was because glass is also kind of like not environmentally like not very good either. It's kind of worse off than plastic is, apparently. At least I don't think it is. Hold on. Let me see. Maybe it is. Does glass decay? Hold on. Is glass less environmentally friendly? Because we used to use glass for almost everything. Let's see here. Yeah, it's less, or what do you call it? It's more damaging to the environment. So, which I know sounds crazy because of all the plastic shit, but like, you know, we got away from glass, so, you know, which is the reason why we switched to plastic, but we recognize that plastic is just as bad. So, you know, let's see. Yeah. So,
then we use as little plastic as possible.
Yeah. Well, this is what I'm saying. Biodegradable plastic. That is the main thing that, like, what do you call it? Like, biodegradable plastic. That's the reason why Germany came up with it, because they're like they've mostly, like, I think they made it already. So it's like, you know, well, it's not fully, I don't think it's fully.
We can easily replace plastic with renewable or recyclable materials.
Yes, yeah, probably. Like I said, like, obviously there's a lot of things we can replace it with. Yes, I know that. There's the things that are easily able to be replaced, sure. But anything that we necessarily
Did y'all listen to my song on Discord?
The thing that we can't right now is, what do you call it? The things we can't right now are the things that would have previously been, like, you know, the things we can't are, like, you know, medicine bottles and, like, trying to think what else. Like, what else uses plastic? Like, there's a lot of things that use plastic that, like, you know, can't really be swapped out with another thing. And we have to make sure that, like, you know, that's what I'm saying, biodegradable plastic for those, right? To make it, like, to make sure that it can, you know, decay over time. Am I making any sense here, or am I sounding like a fucking idiot? Anyway. Yeah, but biodegradable plastic is coming soon, so I'm hoping...
You make sense.
Yeah. You know. I don't know. It's coming soon, so let's hope that, you know, Germany is gonna make it.
I'm the fucking idiot. Here, color.
No, you're not. What are you talking about? None of us are idiots here. What are you calling yourself an idiot for?
With Trainwreck questioning why Mizkif needed to get involved in the first place before Adriana gave her side of the story, his response is to go, but guys, Slick is my best friend, making it clear where his bias lies.
You.
My best friend was getting fucking canceled. Emotions were in the air.
Hold on, wait. What the hell was... Hold on. Sorry. Huh. Wow. Hold on. Wait. 1 second. Let's just,
What we should do is as such. Replace all the things that are possible with renewable or recyclable materials, and the rest we replace with biodegradable plastic.
Oh, never mind. I thought of something else.
I failed the 7th grade twice.
There you go. By the way, OTK is anti-gay, by the way, so, you know. Hilarious. I know that they did this as a jokey thing, but it's so funny that they're so insecure about their masculinity that they like, you know, that they attack like gay shit, but then they used to do this shit beforehand, so ironic. Anyway. Sorry. What? Let's just do it again. Hold on. Sec, hold on.
Lies.
You know, let's just do a live replay, you know. Just whoop and whoop and whoop and whoop. Hell yeah. Anyway. Fucking, you know. It always comes back to men kissing, doesn't it? I can never get away from men kissing, can't I? Anyway.
Lies.
My best friend was getting fucking canceled. Emotions were.
It doesn't matter. He committed a crime. I don't care if your best friend's getting canceled. Why do you keep bringing that up with your pity?
Man, you have a best friend. You want to know what happened. You want to know the.
Sexual assault, yes. He assaulted somebody. Sexually assaulted somebody. That I mean, he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. Shit. Sexually assault somebody, you get a bad, like, you know. I don't think it matters if they were your friend or not. If that was one of my friends, I would no longer be friends with that person. You know? I don't give a shit. It's like if a person did a bad fucking thing, I'm not, like, you know, did something illegal, I'm not going to be friends with them. You know? Well, it depends on the illegal thing. They stole, sure. But if they actually, like, sexually assaulted somebody, no. Fuck that. You know? No.
The answers.
What? Asmund, please remove your bias and tell me hearing this isn't crazy to you.
Oh my god, this was Zach's opinion. Hold on. Wait a fucking second. Hold on. Just a fucking moment here. Hold on a second. This was... Okay, so this was at a time when Zach was making sense. Okay, got it. So this is fucking insane. This was a time when Asmund garbage, like, actually, like, made sense. It was like, sexual assault is bad. Keep in mind, this was his opinion back then, right? Like, now all of a sudden, Asmongold, like, hates women and thinks sexual assault is, like, is just okay. And, like, thinks that slavery is fine. Like, what the fuck happened to this guy, man? Good God, man. This dude used to make sense. But now he's just a piece of shit. And XQC is also a piece, like, it's just barely speaks English. He barely ever spoke English. Ever. So, I don't know why the hell, like, XQC is still, like, I don't know how to explain this. Why is XQC, like, popular in the United States? The dude barely speaks, like, can barely speak. Like, maybe I'm crazy, but why is he good with why is an English audience like him? Maybe, like, you know, I can understand the idea of, like, if there was something to give here, and he was like a really talented person, right? Like, a really talented person with, like, some crazy entertainment skills, right? Like, a guy that can fucking, what do you call it? Because they're, you know, because Pineley is a little bit more foreign, right? But he speaks fluent as hell, right? You know? I think like, you know, there's a lot of people that speak fluent as hell, but XQC, English is, like, definitely not his first language, and you can tell that. But every time I bring this up, people, like, get all mad at, like, his fucking, you know, brain dead fan base, like, gets all mad at me, which I don't know how the hell he has a fan base in the first place. They always get all pissy because, like, sorry, not just me, but a lot of people, excuse me, damn it. Yeah, like, they're fucking piss terrible fan base, like, gets all mad at people for literally just speaking the truth, you know? Like, he doesn't deny it. Dude speaks a different language, and, like, and it's not his first language, but, like, also at the fucking same time, it would be different if he actually, like, you know, let me be honest, it would be different if he wasn't just an asshole. He's still kind of a dick, even with the limited fucking language that he has. Like, I don't know. If he actually did something, I wouldn't be so, like, you know, adamant about it, but he literally has no talent. So, like, why are people watching this guy, you know? I get the idea, I'm, like, fucking also doing reaction shit, but I'm also fucking, like, that's not my end goal, you know? I do this shit so I can at least, like, stall for time, so I can end up creating, like, so I can end up releasing an animatic later, right? This is nothing, like, you know, I'm not delaying an animatic. I'm doing this while I'm, like, fucking listening to this shit. But just, what does XQC have to offer? What is the end goal here? I mean, all these guys are slop tubers, but it's like, this guy just, like, I don't know, there's like 50 million other people that, you know, would genuinely probably deport XQC here, let's be honest. And like nowadays.
He's justifying by saying it's his best friend. What the fuck are you saying right now? It's your best, your excuse is it's your best friend. That is what I'm saying is wrong about it. You should not be involved. If it's your best friend, you remove yourself.
This whole call is bizarre because Maya doesn't show up at all. You know, the person who actually talked to Adriana. It makes this Discord debate feel like a boys' treehouse with a no girls allowed sign, despite the debate in question being about a girl's sexual assault.
That's all of OTK, I'll tell you that. Anyway.
Maya would make this tweet longer after the call was leaked to Destiny and played on stream, with her continuing to deny covering for Slick. She also says she privately apologized to Adriana, and at the end of the post says she's gonna leave the internet for a while. Ms. Kiff would also put out a tweet
They always do that shit. Oh guys, I'm gonna leave the internet for a little bit. How about you leave the internet for fucking ever? Sorry. Like, how about you just never interact with the internet again? Sorry. Maybe that's not this person, but like, or maybe this person didn't do anything wrong. Sorry, I'm like kind of a little bit like off all over the place. But content creators think they're much more important than they actually are, but they don't. They're not. You're nothing. I'm sorry. If you're a content creator, you contribute nothing to society, and you never will. You know, you're not trying to be that person, but it's like, you know, like the reason why artists made this platform what it is in the first place was because we actually had fucking, like, you know, we were at least offering something and actually at least putting in the effort to, like, you know, be able to entertain everybody. But, you know, slop tubers just don't deserve that kind of same respect. You know, obviously people are gonna be a little pissy at me because I don't respect my fellow content creators, but I don't respect content creators anymore, man. They don't do anything other than just be a nuisance, you know. They don't really have any real reason to exist, you know. Like, I get the idea, you know, like a lot of people want to entertain people, and if you do it for the sake of entertaining folks rather than the money, then good on you. I'm glad, and I respect you for that. But if you're just somebody that just makes content on the internet just to make content and just to make income, get the fuck off the internet. Get the fuck out of my space, you know. Maybe you know, people are gonna not be too happy with, like, you know, me discriminating like that, but sorry. Like, you don't deserve the fame if you don't, like, you know, you don't deserve the fame if you're gonna, you know, if you're just gonna be here for the sake of, like, of the income, right? You better leave something behind that actually is important. Not important, but I guess, like, you better actually be interested in making and entertaining the general public, you know? Like, I don't know. Because so far, they've just degraded the fucking platform. They've degraded, like, what being a content creator is. Used to be 50 times more respectable than this, but, you know, maybe, I mean, people didn't respect it in the general public, but the actual, you know, people on the internet actually did respect it, if that makes any sense. People that were actually a part of the internet culture respected it. So, you know.
Longer, where he finally talks about kicking Crazy Slick out of his house, and shows regret towards downplaying his actions. He also apologizes for some old statements he made several—
Sorry, one sec, hold on. Sorry, okay. Need a V in here. E and a V.
Years prior. These were leaked by Ice Poseidon, who Ms. Kiff used to work for back in 2018 when he was a lot edgier.
What do you mean when he was a lot edgier? He's always been edgy. Oh yes, this was when who? Ms. Kiff?
He also apologizes for some old statements he made several years prior. These were leaked by Ice Poseidon, who Ms. Kiff used to work for back in 2018 when he was a lot edgier.
Ms. Kiff has always been edgy. What the fuck are you talking about? Ms. Kiff has always been edgy. The hell you mean?
He resented Ms. Kiff for growing more popular than him, and was tired of the guy constantly spouting backhanded remarks. So, out of pure spite, he leaked Discord logs where Ms. Kiff used slurs. Honestly, you have to respect Ice Poseidon for being this petty. He was waiting for the perfect moment to drop these literal bombs. Within a day of the allegations dropping, OTK put Ms. Kiff—
By the way, you know, Ice Poseidon himself has also sexually assaulted many women as well. On live, by the way. That's not just like a conspiracy theory or anything. They've literally done that shit on Kick before, you know, and they own the platform, so of course they don't get banned. So, just thought I would let you guys know that, you know.
On leave, announcing that they'd hire a third-party organization.
If you don't know who Ice Poseidon is, good. You know, you don't have to. This dude, like, a lot of these guys are massive, like, people had massive controversy, but Ice Poseidon was basically just like all the, so, you remember the Alpha, yeah, you remember the Alpha Bro shit? Like, yeah, that, he was a part of that crew. And, yeah, you know, these are the people that started fucking ruining the internet, I'll tell you that.
To investigate the situation. It would take another 3 months for the results to be publicized, with OTK finding Mizkif not guilty of covering up or minimizing Crazy Slick's actions, though the company suspended his board duties and placed him on probation due to his comeback stream in October. During it, he's seen joking about the allegations, claiming he's the master of cover-ups to his tattoo guy.
It's the stuff that basically would be a tramp stamp in 20 years. I cover up a lot of that stuff because after a while, people are like, damn. You know, it's
yeah, I try to cover up the words I said too.
Yeah,
I get
it
it.
just doesn't fit their body right, you know?
Right.
There's a lot of rules to it.
Yeah, people
you know?
change.
Fuck? He was trying to tie this in with, like, a fucking tattoo artist being like, yeah, there's just, like, you know, with people that tattoo their name, like, their people's, like, you know, like, people's partners on there. And he was trying to relate that to, like, a Discord thing? Bro. Like, or to saying slurs on the internet. Cool, man. Like, I guess if you apologize for it, sure. This is a weird fucking way to apologize. Like, this is a weird thing to, like, bring up. Like, self-victimizing yourself like this? This is weird, dude. Oh, guys, I made a mistake, you know? It's like, I made a mistake, guys, but I'm not saying it directly. You know? Like, what the fuck? This is so odd. Why not just say that, yeah, you're sorry for using that kind of language? You know? Simple as that. I don't see what the hell, like, you have to drag this tattoo artist in here for.
But yeah, we make it, no matter what, dude. One of my things is I am a master at cover-ups and reconstruction.
Me too, for 4 years.
Excuse me?
Whoa. I'm a master at cover-up. I've been a master at cover-up for years. Yeah, me too. I've been there for 4 years. I'm a master of cover-ups. And he's like, yeah, me too, for 4 years. And I'm like, wow, was that just a self-admitting prophecy right there, huh? God damn, man. How did nobody catch these guys before? Like, I'm sorry to say this, but it's like, it's so fucking crazy when you look at these clips nowadays, because it's like, God, man, these guys really just were such pieces of shit. And, like, I mean, they've already been known to be pieces of shit, but I cannot believe these guys actually, like, got a platform in the first place. You know, it's like, it's crazy, like, when you start, like, looking at stuff out of context like this and be like, wow, these people were just blatantly airing out, like, everything, their whole plan, you know, to stupefy everybody.
I think this will not look good like this. Like, let's
Yeah, that's a bad look there, Mizkif. In April 2023, Adriana Lee would file a defamation suit against Mizkif, Crazy Slick, OTK, and others involved in the story, asking for $2 million in damages.
Hi, I'm back, me, the Furry, and it's a content.
$2 million? And what? Lord, back me, Apple or Ethan, it's a content what? Yeah, defamation lawsuits are always interesting to me, because I'm like, yeah, I can't imagine, like, I can't imagine how it's always such an interesting thing to me, because I'm like, okay, like, yeah, your platform highly relies, excuse me, off of your own fame, and if somebody, like, destroys your fame like that, man, dude, you could be set for life. That sounds crazy, but it's like, obviously you have to spend a lot of income to, like, be able to get that, like, income back, but brother, man, like, getting millions of dollars, or, like, getting, like, you know, that kind of money, like, you don't even have to make content anymore if you don't want to. Some people still do, but again, like, you know, like, you don't have to, like, do jack shit anymore. Now, see, if I had that money, my God, man, I would be making art every goddamn day, brother. I would be drawing every fucking, I know I draw every day, but, like, man, dude, like, so throughout, like, my whole day, man, I'm just, oh, God, it sounds like a dream, you know? Like, I know that sounds crazy, because I'm like, yeah, well, I'm being a full-time artist just to make full-time art, like, you know, the money is, I want to use it for, like, a goal, right, you know? Man, make a show in the future. God, man. Oh, God, man. I don't know. That kind of money just sounds so nice. But, you know. like set myself up for life so I can just continue just making goofy shit on the internet forever, dude. God, ugh. Like, you know, because then I will never have to worry about the money. I'll never have to worry about, like, I'll never have to worry about being like, oh, yeah, well, how many people do I have to convince to, like, to try to, like, you know, donate on stream and shit? Because if I was ever, like, a full-time creator, I would have to worry about that shit, right? Because that's the main reason why people worry about views, is because of, like, okay, do I make enough to pay rent, right? That's the normal thing, right? That's a normal way of thinking of it. But then there are people that get too far with it where they like they think about the views, but then they think about the money, but then they only think about just the money and not be like, man, oh god, if I don't actually make this certain amount, then I won't be able to do this anymore. Like, as in, like, you'll be losing something, right? You know, entertaining people will always, like, because a lot of times when a content creator, like, actually used to be, like, somebody that was, like, afraid of just losing, like, entertaining folks as a career, like, essentially the whole reason why they were scared of it wasn't because of the fact of, like, the financial part. It was literally because of the part that, like, they just wouldn't have the time, any more time to just entertain everybody, you know, if that makes any sense, right? You know, because that is just like, you know, the nightmare for anybody.
Subdudes.
Hi, how you doing, Rebsy? How's work? How's errands? How's your day in general? Hope it's well for you. Because that's the nightmare for any artist and any, like, like, for a lot of people that actually care about entertainment. It's not a, oh man, I won't be able to, like, pay bills or anything, because technically anybody can get certain jobs, but, you know, but, like, it's more the fact of, man, it's like, man, I'm gonna, you know, I can't, you know, spend my
If I had
whole...
money, I'd have the medals and project completed, and I would buy people housing, or work on helping others with it. I would probably live about the same quality as I do now, but I'd have a little money for projects. The rest would go towards the people.
Exactly. If I ever, like, had fucking $2 million, dude, my god, I would just be, you know, I would just fucking, like, I would just be making art every day, brother. Every day. God. It's like, it's such a fucking dream, dude, to be doing that shit, you know? Like, it's gotta suck for people that actually, like I said, like, this is the reason why back then it was mainly people. This is why, like, I was able to have empathy for a lot of people, was because at the time it was like, you know, people that genuinely were like, hey, it's like, yeah, if I don't end up, like, being able to, you know, if this YouTube thing just, like, falls through eventually.
I'm kinda geek. Alright, my friend passed me a blunt, and well, I couldn't say no to that.
Hell yeah. Hey, watching me while high is the perfect thing then. So I am very much one of the people that you could watch while you're high. What was I gonna say? Yeah, but I mean, you know, entertainers just straight up, man. It's like, you know, a lot of times it just used to be like, yeah, if this career ended, then, you know, then I won't be able to, like, like, a lot of them would still be doing it, even if they didn't make the, like, even if after the, like, money, even after they wouldn't be making as much, or, like, be making money from it anymore. I would be, like, I'm doing this even if I never make a profit from it, right? You know, that's what YouTubers used to be. It was people that just made this shit just because, and even if, like, they just wouldn't be, you know, the full-time thing was just basically so their quality could be a bit higher, right? Basically, the more the more financially stable they were, the more quality that they would put into their videos, right? That's what used to happen, you know, higher, you know, like higher income, higher quality videos. They would pump that shit back in because they love making videos that much, you know.
So like you and I do, we just make stuff to make stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's what YouTubers used to be. Like, I know this sounds crazy, but back then, like, when YouTubers used to do Q&As, like, all the fucking time, right? And this used to happen quite often. So many people would ask, it's like, hey, you know, if YouTube just wasn't a thing, like, or what happens if, like, YouTube just, like, stopped becoming a thing, like, for you, and it stopped being, like, stable and all that, and stopped, like, you know, actually providing you with income. Essentially, like, I would call it, a lot of these people, like, didn't just basically say, they did say, they would say, well, I would still be making YouTube videos, I just wouldn't be doing it as often, I just wouldn't be my full-time career, and I would be doing XYZ degree, right? But they would still be making YouTube videos, you know? Like, that's the difference, right? They wouldn't be, like, they would just still be making the same thing, just, you know, it just wouldn't be their career and they wouldn't make as many videos, right? That's the beautiful thing about what YouTubers used to be. I think still a lot of them are like that, but I don't think many YouTubers and like streamers and just content creators, period, are just on like making, you know, entertainment for the sake of making it just to entertain people, you know? Like, because a lot of times they'll be also doing it for themselves, right? You know, I definitely don't do this for the money. You guys know this. I work a fucking minimum wage job. If I work like a customer service job. So it's like, you know, if I ever was able to do this as a full-time thing, I would full-blown be like, I would be streaming every day. I would be making art every day. I would be like fucking like, you know, I would be like making everything the best I can, right? I probably would have to be stressing about views and shit then, probably, because then I would actually have to, like, you know, actually be like, oh shit, can I pay my bills this month, right? You know, I would definitely be probably one of those YouTubers that has, like, a video that probably, like, is a filler video that's, like, something that I know that will do well, and then everything else will be, like, you know, and then, like, I'll actually put out shit that I also just think is quality enough, right? You know? It's like, because there is that stress,
There's actually
right?
a kind of therapy where they just give you materials and you make stuff. My content is basically just that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's a therapy where they make stuff. Exactly, you know. It's like, if I were to do, like, and this is kind of the thing, like, with you, Zen, right? Like, yeah, sure. Right now, you kind of do this stuff for, like, for fun and stuff, but, like, just imagine eventually that, like, you know, doing this kind of thing could become, like, your career,
This about to be the best podcast ever.
You know, it's about to be the best podcast ever. It probably won't, but, you know. I appreciate the high hopes. I don't think that will happen, but I appreciate it. What do I call it? Like, it would be like with you right now, Zen, right? Like, okay, let's say, like, not you right now, but like saying, like, you know, how you make like the superhero gear stuff, right? You would have to probably have like some filler videos that you know would like do well with, like, you know would do well, like that would get you like the high views to basically like pay off, like, pay off, your bills that month. But you would also have videos that you make that you just genuinely like making, right? You know, because unfortunately, an algorithm is better, like, funded more than just like how do you say it? The algorithm benefits like people that feed it rather than people that don't. But and there's a
I would never make this a career, but the extra income would be New York.
Yeah. Would be New York, yeah.
Nice.
Like, how you say it? Man, I can't believe you'd be the extra income would be all of New York. That's insane. I didn't think you would even be able to pay off a 1-bedroom. Ching. No, I'm kidding. Anyway. I was saying. Yeah, no, I mean, there's a very big but to this as well. Usually, the good news about me drawing is art always does well. I do not consider myself an artist, but because of the fact that it still falls into the art category, or people choose to call me an artist, I would probably be doing fine. I always do fine when art is posted. Art just always does well, no matter what. Even even if it's something unrelated to something else, like, it always does well, no matter what. I don't know why, it just does. People like freak out because it's like, oh, why didn't make 1 million views this month when they have to when they constantly make like XYZ amount of views. Animation always does well. I do not know why. I do not know how. It's always been like that. Even when like artists kind of get a little annoyed about it, it's like it always does well for some odd fucking reason. Like, I'm very happy that it does, but art just does well, no matter what it is, right? Like it's weird. You know, does it like make monumental numbers most of the time? Not entirely. But it does enough, if that makes any sense, you know. Like, I mean, let me show you real quick. Like, if I go to today, right? I was gonna show, like, the indie animation stuff, but I can't find the fucking... Okay, I thought it was gonna pop... It just kind of popped up with a bunch of shows that already exist. Yeah, because these are all the animation videos. I was trying to see, but... Yeah, I don't know what happened to that. Never mind. Alright, I was going to show a lot of other animation stuff, but I don't... There's so many, like, content.
My ideal life is basically just my life without health problems and with a little bit more money so I can build better equipment for my RLSH work.
You know, maybe I figured out why, what do I call it? Maybe that's why I figured out why animation does so well, because I kind of forget that content farms kind of, like, really use a shitload of, like, animation, like, use a lot of, what do I call it? Really just love appealing to, like children with, like, content farm animation stuff. And, oh boy. Yeah, maybe that's why. I don't know. I was gonna say, I don't know why, but yeah, no, that probably helps. I kind of forgot about that kind of the youth just kind of get recommended animation all the time. That probably is why, let's be honest. Interesting. I did not think about that. So, I was going to say, I was trying to find, like, you know, independent animation that, like animation channels that, like, just always have, like, their views are at least, like, better than average, but, or at least, like, you know, enough for their channel, but, excuse me. But, yeah, not really getting... Yeah, may have just, you know, solved it without even thinking about it. Okay. Sorry. All right. What was your thing? My ideal life is basically just my life without health problems and with a little bit more money so I can build better equipment for my LSH work. Yeah, exactly. I think anyone's ideal life is to basically do, like, your hobby for a job. Not all the time, but, you know, do things that you're passionate about for a job, and that just continues staying that way. What in the flying hell? I don't know if I can show any of this on YouTube. What the fuck is going on with... Okay. Man, dude, YouTube animation is fucking weird. Like, YouTube content forums are fucking weird. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm just animation, period, but, like... Weird.
For real.
Yeah, I forget how odd it is. What the flying hell? Sorry, I just, like... I kind of forget how much, like, content farm just really fucking do weird shit. Why is Disney doing a content farm thing? The fuck, Disney? Why are you doing this stuff? Oh my god, there's so much weird shit. Ooh, Hollow Knight animation. That's cool. Hold on. Alright, anyway.
She claims that they maliciously made false and defamatory claims in order to save Slick's reputation, which harmed her both financially and emotionally. Though in late 2024, the case was dismissed, with the court rejecting the allegations made against Mizkif.
Fortunately, after 2 years, I'm
Rejecting the allegations. Oh boy. Oh boy. I wonder exactly, what those allegations were.
finally glad to announce that the court has dismissed all allegations against me in relation to those allegations. After months of litigation,
I wonder if he's lying though. Probably is what happened.
those allegations were thrown out of the courtroom, and the plaintiff is required to pay my attorney fees.
Rich Campbell started off as an esports caster, which led
Oh, never mind. I guess that was the truth.
him to meeting Asmongold and later as Fand. After drama he had with the gaming company Blizzard, he transitioned into a full-time Twitch streamer, which eventually led him to co-found OTK.
Oof, that's a bummer. Going from Blizzard to OTK. Yikes, brother. I mean, Blizzard Artery was like, I'm not blaming him because he was like, I'm not blaming him for like Blizzard's bullshit, but I'm just saying like it's crazy that he was treated like such shit and then he goes to like a shitty organization. That's insane, dude. What a bummer, man. Anyway.
Alongside the other aforementioned content creators, his focus was primarily World of Warcraft, with him streaming to thousands on Twitch.
It's always a World of Warcraft player, dude. It's always a fucking loser-ass World of Warcraft player. God damn it, dude. Why did so many of these fuckers just fuck everything up, dude? These guys are such fucking losers, bro. Losers. Losers. Fucking, it's always World of Warcraft players, man. I know that you guys may not know this, but World of Warcraft players were basically, like, are the people that use all, like, the slurs and, like, were just insensitive fucking cum rags, you know? They were fucking such douchebags, dude. Of course it was World of Warcraft player. Of course he was a World of Warcraft player. God, dude. I'm not saying that all World of Warcraft players are losers, but goddamn, dude. Like, it's so funny that every time it's a fucking World of Warcraft player that caused this fucking problem that we have in our modern day. Anyway.
Twitch, and hosting the popular podcast Allcraft, though things began falling apart for him in December 2022, only a few months after Mizkif's scandal involving Adriana and Crazy Slick. Another thing to know about Rich is that he's not only addicted to video games, but also casual sex. Wouldn't be at all strange if he was in his early 20s, but by this time...
Well, he's... What do you mean casual sex? What's wrong with that?
He was in his early 30s.
Have you had sex with Rich Campbell?
Okay, but like... But, okay, why does that matter?
Yes.
Was the dude married? Who cares? Hold on, am I wrong?
Well, albeit is the rare and elusive color storm fur in his natural habitat, Twitch/YouTube, the scientific name for this creature is known as gay rainbow doggo.
Yeah, apparently. Hello. Welcome, Infamous. How's work? How's errands? How's your day in general? Hold on. Am I, like, completely wrong? What's wrong with having casual sex? Like, hold on. Relationship implies absence of commitment, emotional attachment, or familiarity. So yeah, like flings. So what? He's a swinger. What about that? Like, he has a lot of one-night stands. Cool. Like, am I, like, it's not a crime. Maybe am I like an incel for this kind of shit? Or, like, what's, like, why is that so controversial? This guy is, like, trying to act like casual sex is, like, such a problem. Like, I don't see, like, I get it, yeah, you know, if you're, like, somebody that's in a committed relationship with somebody, or, like, somebody that's dating another person, yeah, if you're, like, a cheater, yeah, fuck you, you're a scumbag.
I fell asleep on the floor and woke up coughing with my back hurting.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I hope, what do you call it? I hope you actually are gonna sleep in your bed tonight.
Relevance, Your Honor.
Relevance, Your Honor, for what?
I found his flashlight too. It's in there. Yeah, no, me too.
Replying to Infamous Introvert 2, I fell asleep on the floor and woke up coughing with my back hurting. You going to be okay?
In 2022, Rich would get into a relationship with the famous porn star.
Oh no, you have bronchitis? Oh god, I hope you get better. Shit, I hope you get better, honestly.
Star Mia Malkova, who would talk about it on various podcasts. Her appearance on the Pillow Talk podcast is extremely notable because she revealed Rich has a pregnancy fetish.
What's Rich into?
Ah, okay. Okay, I can see that being a problem then. Okay.
He's the one of the cuck in the Cage Boys?
I can't talk about that.
Oh, I bet you Rich is into some shit. 100%. You have a type.
He has a pregnant fetish. He really wants to get me pregnant.
Ooh.
You.
That's kind of hot though.
He has a what?
He wants to get me pregnant.
Because, not for the baby, because he wants to fuck you with your 9-month bubble?
Probably.
Rich would reference this in a tweet 2 days later, as his parents apparently saw this clip on Instagram. Imagine having to explain that to your folks. Though this tweet caught the attention of another girl.
That's a bummer. That's a huge bummer. I need an N here.
Rich had been with the Twitch streamer and OnlyFans model Azalea Lexi. On the same day, she tweeted, "I know Mia Malkova isn't lying about Rich Campbell's pregnancy fetish, because he said he wanted to get me pregnant while he assaulted me, and then sent me into the street."
Ah, okay. There we go. Another sexual assault pervert. Cool. Great. Oy vey, dude. What is up with these fucking people, man? Like, good God, man. Of course these guys are sexist as shit because they don't fucking... Because they just... All of them are just, like... They just abuse women. God, bro. Why, dude? Why is there so many of these fucking douchebags? Like, this is why people, I think, just like, this is just insane. People just straight up listen to these guys. OTK is still a thing, by the way. OTK is the reason why, like, everything got, like, dismantled. This is the reason why we have fucking the worst type of predators as, like, we have predators as our fucking, like, or sorry, we have pedos as our fucking leaders right now. It's because of these fuckers. Fucking sexual assault, fucking, like, sexual assault, like, people, like, organization decided to fucking, you know, sex offenders, like, ended up, the other day I was just sitting and listening like a fucking bug on the wall, bro. No problems, Repsy. How are you doing? I'm doing alright. I am just very happy the fact that somebody actually, like, made a fucking expose video on OTK, as I have been shitting on this organization since 2016, you know. And if y'all don't know what OTK is, just everything that has happened, like, our current leadership in power right now, OTK started that. Turning Point obviously did some heavy lifting too, but OTK started that shit. They started making, like, all of this crazy shit that is happening right now that people would typically not be okay with, you know, back then. Yeah, OTK started all this shit, you know, so. And I warned people all the way back then, so, you know. Hi, June Buggy. How was work? How's errands? How's your day in general? Hope it went well for you. I was originally going to end stream, but then now that people are here...
I was forced to watch the Turning Point halftime show.
Doof. Why? Who cares? Like, I love that your family is just so much, what do you call it? Like, such big incels that,
My parents.
Jesus Christ. Your parents are cucks. Like, there's nothing else to say, they're cucks.
We're here.
Parents are fucking cucks, bro. Good God, dude.
I've always been here.
What the fuck else are they? Are they okay with rape, I guess, now? You know? Jesus Christ. I bet they are. It's crazy, brother.
I had a pretty good day. I slept and woke up and then slapped boxed my friend and roasted his failed wolf cut.
See, I had a slap.
My day was okay, just happy my wife be home and doing better.
What is a wolf cut? My day was okay. Just happy my wife be home and doing better. I'm really glad to hear it, honestly. I know that I don't sound like it. I know I sound like very monotone, but I promise I'm very, very happy for you. So, you know.
Yeah.
I'm glad that, you know, I'm glad that's going well, you know.
It's a haircut thing.
Yeah. W's in the chat, everybody. W's in the chat for a live wife. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I won't do that. Fucking feels so weird doing that shit. I still don't understand how streamers just can start doing that. Guys, W in the chat. W in the chat.
www. LOL.
I was joking.
www.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha, you're so funny, a rel table for that color. www.
You're so funny and relatable for that color. Oh yes, W's in the chat, guys. Do I don't know. Fucking hate that stupid content creator bullshit. They're like, don't get me wrong, I get that some people have the best intentions with it, but like, oh my god, it is very cringe sometimes because I'm like, because a lot of time, like, you never know who's being genuine and who's not, you know.
It's like, so fucking annoying.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm glad that your wife is doing well, you know. So, honestly. To be fair, I guess I do the same thing where I'm like, guys, oh my god, it's like this person's wife is alive. Let's all draw really nice art of them together. Let's just start drawing, let's start drawing some cool, like some crazy lesbian art, all right? You know, I would be that fucking person. So, let's be honest. Am I any better? No, not even close. Yes. I am one of those people that would be that way anyway, so I'm not any better. So, you know, I would be that doofus that would do that shit.
You should check out Disocate, he's super peak, bro.
Disocate? He's so peak, bro? I might. On my free time. I don't even know who that is, but sure. Let me see. Let me see what he does, because what's peak to you might not be peak to me. Let's find out. Because it is near the end of the stream, but because some people arrive late. Disocate. Let's see here. Oh, it's a musician.
Ad.
He's only came out with a few things.
He makes music and the name is pronounced Dissociate. Ad.
Dissociate. Okay, I see. Interesting. It is a newer artist.
Back.
Have I... Oh. Huh. I've looked at this person's music before.
I got an ad on gray hair prevention color, you need that?
I'm kind of more balding, so, you know, I need more something that actually is lost hair prevention. Yeah, I've listened to this person's music before. They've sent me their stuff before.
At this point, I need that. I'm back.
Hold on. Yeah, they've sent me their stuff before. Where is it? Yeah, this one. Hold on. Yeah, we've talked to this person before on stream. I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, 2 years ago. 2023. Yeah, this is the one right here. This is the video this guy was on my stream like a couple of, this guy hasn't been on my stream in a while, but yeah. Yeah, I remember this guy. Yeah, I remember this.
Oh, imagine being old.
Imagine being old. I don't have to imagine. I am old, and I'm gonna die earlier than you guys. Suckers. I'm kidding. Anyway.
Sounds good.
It's great.
WTF, I love JOMSTFFFFFF.
Yeah. Yeah, we listed this person's stuff before.
I love Hello Kitty Camus.
Yeah. This person, yeah, we've listened to this person's stuff before. So yeah, we know who that, like, yeah. This person was on my, stream. Or, oh god. Yeah, I hate being old. I don't. I fucking love it, dude. When you're old, you get to act as cringe as you want. That's kind of the great thing about it, man. Like, you get to act as cringe as you want, and if you get called cringe, you just can say, like, yeah, I'm old. Of course I'm fucking cringe. It's like, if I'm not cringe, then I'm, like, then that would be fucking weird. You know? If I'm not cringe, then there's a
Holy fuck,
problem.
Baru and Airy by Cheerio. My back hurts like hell though.
Yeah, true, but you get to act as goofy as you want.
Yeah, and you can quote unquote ruin memes.
Yeah, I can ruin memes too, that's true. I do ruin those all the time and make dad jokes all the time. You know? Am I right? I could say Skibbity Riz Ohio Gyat and people will be fucking cringing their brains out. Even though I have no idea what the fuck any of that means, so. Let's see. Like, I don't know what even a modern meme is. Like, what's a modern meme, guys? I'll see if I can ruin it for you, if I can dad jokeify it for you guys. I say yeet a lot. I'll say yeet quite often. But that's like my gen
Ain't
thing.
that right, my Skibbity Sigma W Rizzlers in chat? I enjoy the dry humor you have.
Riz, yeah.
I want to be that old man on the internet that ruins all the annoying memes if I ever make it that far in life.
Enjoy the dry humor that you have, thank you. I am very dry. I want to be the old man on the internet that
IGTG bro, I'm doing some digging by ye.
all the annoying
Replying to infamous
memes.
introvert too. Ain't that right, my Skibbity Sigma W Rizzlers in chat? Not to be rude, but STFU.
To be rude. Oh man, it might. That's not very Sigma of you to say. Gosh, man, you need to gain more Riz to be.
I hate that brainless shit.
You could be maybe No, you gotta be nicer so you can gain Riz.
I'm losing my shit, lol.
To be
PRM with a Sigma that's not so Skibbity.
to get so skibbity and to get Sigma. I don't know. Needs we gotta gain more Riz to have more Sigma. To be more Sigma or get more skibbity. I don't know.
I'm cringing so hard at myself, LMAO.
Cringe so hard at myself, Lamau. I can make you cringe harder. I don't know.
Color dot shut.
Color dot shut. Nah. Am I making you guys cringe yet? Damn, this mouth is way the fuck off. Why is this like this?
You have to be nice to get that W Riz so you can become the Alpha Skibbity Sigma Rizzler.
Exactly. The way he said. So alpha, guys.
Shut.
When I get on my skibbity till I riz my Ohio and tell the Sigma come home. Tell the Sigma come home so I can alpha my girl. This is so fucking... Anyway.
I'm not gonna try to understand any of it.
I don't understand it.
I can hear the crickets.
Yeah, the crickets.
I'm a superhero. I don't really think I need to be nicer than I already am.
Superhero, I don't think I need to be any nicer than I already am. Fair enough. You know what? You got me there. That's a very, very, very Sigma of you. Now let me 6'7" your boobies. Let me 6'7" you.
Also, Color, honestly, we are only like a year apart in age.
We are only a year apart in age? Well, I'm also dying, so... I'm also dying. Yeah, that's what 6'7" is, isn't it? It's just like, I listened to the fucking song and he's talking about, like, boobies. He's talking about, like, like, grasping someone's boobs. Like that, like, like, not motorboating them, but, like, the motion that you do with 6'7", it's about boobs. It's literally about boobs.
Please see my brain.
Like, not the song, but, like, that lyric is literally about, like boobs. Like, taking your right and left, like, palm and, like, doing the motion.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That's with boobs. It's so strange.
Let me 6'7" your Giga Yo Sigma Skibbity Ohio Alfasts.
Yeah. Sick. Yeah, it's just literally let me 6'7" you, I guess. I don't know. It's, like, fucking weird. Like, that, like, I don't know. I don't think that's what kids think that it is, but it's really funny, the fact that, like, just hearing, like, a fucking 7-year-old be, like, say 6'7".
I hate myself after typing that.
Like, it's very funny watching the motions of a child do 6'7" with boobies. Super, super funny. Like, now that I know the context of what it is, like, they probably don't understand that, because they're just probably like, oh, 6'7", but at the same time, it's really funny thinking about, like, the fact that a child, like a small child, is like saying that shit. I don't know. Because it's just about boobies. Anyway. Yeah, the next time a child says 6'7", be like, you know, like, not a child. I guess they wouldn't
I was at a
care.
baseball game once and a little kid was led on the field and he air humped. He was like 6.
Jesus Christ. Based. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I mean, to be fair, wait, no, hold on. To be fair,
Yeah,
like,
anyway.
to be fair, I've done the Crash Bandicoot move before when I was like 12, or I was like, not 12, I was like, you know, like 9. You know, the fucking dance where he like air humps. Hold on. I'll show you what I used to do. Hold on. Cause like Fortnite dances didn't just like weren't the only things that were inappropriate. Hold on. Let me show you what we used to do.
It was funny as hell though.
Oh yeah, dude. Hold on.
Did you guys listen to my song?
I have not, unfortunately. Hold on. Yeah, like... Hold on. Let me show you. Like, we would do this shit out in public. Yeah, that. See how he's, like, fucking humping the air? I mean, imagine more motion. I mean, it's not as, like... It doesn't seem like it, but yeah, he's fucking humping, bro. Like, that's a thing that we used to, like, we didn't used to do, like, out in public, I guess, not as often, but, because people didn't understand video games, but yeah. I mean, I did this before, so, you know, you know, Crash wasn't the best influence on us either, so, you know. So, Crash Bandicoot was supposed to be meant for teenagers, but, did not stop any kids from, you know, from, how do you say it? Didn't stop any kids from, you know,
I think I lived in too small of a town to know a lot of internet shit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, my father had a business computer, so the only reason... The only reason why we had, what do you call it? The only reason why we had a freaking, like, why I was on the internet so much was because my father had a computer. And I wasn't supposed to be on it, but, you know, of course I used that to watch, like, Annoying Orange and, the fucking...
Grew up on the countryside, so yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, you know, there was a lot of, you know, I was very lucky. Well, we lived pretty much fucking nowhere. Like, we lived, like, around a fuckload of farms. And my father was, was a manager of
I replaced my axe recently since the old one was dangerous because of the damaged handle.
Oh, damn. Glad that you did that. Yeah, my father worked, like, or was a manager of a grocery store and shit, so... And he eventually climbed up the corporate ladder when you were able to do that, so... You know, you can only imagine, like, you know, the reason, you know... Like, obviously we had a computer because, like, he had to. Like, so... You know, I was lucky in that circumstance. But, you know.
I live out in the desert, in the middle of nowhere, but I still know internet stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, nowadays it's easy to... Well, here's the thing, Zen. The internet used to be, like, used to go very slowly.
I didn't get to use the computer growing up because, yeah, I had older siblings. Rip to them.
Most... What do you call it? Most people my age didn't grow up with the internet. I'll tell you that, Zen. So, like, before, like, around... I want to say, like, 2014, 2013 is when the internet really started, like, popping up. But before that, most people didn't have a computer because they didn't need a computer. They didn't even have a smartphone. Like, people had, like, those shitty Nokia phones. And teenagers had those, like, slidey phone things. Like, what do I call it? Let me show you one of those slidey phone things. Hold on. So, let me show you,
I was born in 2007, so I grew up alongside the internet.
Yeah, okay, got it.
I have one of those. I don't use them, though.
Let's see. Oops, that's the new one. Hold on. Old Moto phone. Yeah, so let's see here. And then slide phone. Yeah, and then yeah. So adults hold on, and then sorry. Piece. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, and then this. So basically, what do I call it? So basically, adults had what do you call it? Adults had these. They had the flip phones, right? They had the basic flip phones. There was always a Moto
To say everyone my age growing
brand.
up was not on the internet is the fact I found my wife sleeping in the woods just in a tree on a daily basis for a year straight.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
what the technology was before I was born, and I honestly think it was better back then because there was more public spaces for kids and teens to actually do stuff other than be in the internet.
Yes, it was called third places, and unfortunately corporations ruin that shit because they recognize that they can just corrupt people a lot more on the internet, so which is sad, but it's true. Adults had this shit, teens had this, and then businessmen had this for some odd reason. So, my father had something like these. The little earpiece on there. Yeah, they were much bigger, but you get the point, It used to look like this, and it was so fucking douchey looking.
Wage and buggy like through the night or just like sleeping in trees during the day.
They are way better designed than what they used to, though. These things are much better than what they used to be designed, though, because these things were fucking stupid looking back then.
Also, damn old technology.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, shit. Like, we just used to have this shit, man. It was great. Like, just this was what teens used to have, And then I had this one. I had the little slidey phone that would like slide up, and then you'd have to like fucking type in the goddamn numbers. This shit was annoying.
She would sleep in trees through the night.
Nice. Yeah, the weird thing is this one was just fucking annoying because this one I think was just as cheap, but they wouldn't give me this one, which was so annoying. Yeah, I love this thing. This thing was awesome. But this thing fucking sucked. When I was able to finally get one of these, oh my god, man, I was so happy. Dude, I was so happy when I was able to get one of these slidey phones because this one was fucking annoying. This one was like a really annoying piece of shit, But, who knows? It's always so weird because like teenagers.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah. The flip phone, man. Yeah, this thing was crazy, man. Like, yeah, this is just what most adults had at the time. It was just this flip phone. And then like, they had that also like brick ass like phone as well that would like, you would drop and it just would never fucking shatter, It wouldn't look like the smartphone here, but it was like kind of like this right one right here. Kind of like that, right? The one on the very right-hand side. That's kind of what a lot of those phones were at the time, was this. Dude, this was basically your, like, the future phone, right? And then, then of course the, like, iPads and iPhones came around and, yeah. Even back in 2007, people were still talking about how afraid people were gonna, so the fact when you hear an old person talk about, like, when you hear someone like me be like, man, dude, I'm so annoyed that kids, like, are gonna, like, kids grew up as iPad babies, like, and grew up as iPhone babies, and so many people, like, this was a thing that we've been saying for the past, like, fucking 20 years, bro. We were all afraid of iPad babies, or, like, when the iPad and the iPhone came out, a lot of us were like, oh my god, imagine when, like, smartphones will become, like, a common thing and kids will never know what that old technology is. Well, we're here now, and we were right. It's like we were right to be afraid of the fact that someone could become an iPad baby, and that was back then. That was back in like 2013, that was back in like 2013 when we were all concerned about it, crazy how that works, huh? I just hate being mistaken for an iPad and iPhone baby because I was not one. It's like I will never ever admit the fact that like I ever was a person that ever had an iPad or an iPhone for years, right? I didn't
My
have
stomach
that,
hurts from coughing.
I didn't have that shit till I was a teenager, and to be honest, I do not think, you know, children should have devices like that until they're teenagers. Minors should only, like, because texting and like what do you call it? Texting and freaking like you know, browsing social media, that's for
Replying to
teenagers.
infamous introvert 2. My stomach hurts from coughing dash. Oh shit, you okay? Doctor?
Let's see. Hurts from coughing? Oh my god. Yeah. If you're okay, man, just, you know, or if you're okay. Yeah. Yeah. Are you, I guess that's just the answer I guess I would have given, yeah. Are you okay? But I guess that just an is, you know. I didn't catch that till now. It's an A more than an E. Hold on. I used to be so much better with Mel's, but for some odd reason I'm having so much trouble with this one.
Tweets at 3 a.m. by myself with nowhere to go. She then dropped a tweet longer, going into more detail. The two of them had a 4-year relationship, where Azalea claims he only saw her as a sexual object, before gaslighting her on this to quell concerns. A while after they broke up, Rich would apologize for his behavior, and they'd switch to becoming just friends. In October 2021, he asked if she could stay with him at his place in Texas, which she declined. Then in December, when Rich was in LA, he asked if she could stay with him at his hotel, which she also declined.
Isn't this the person he sexually assaulted still? Or
But she didn't want to have sex with him. While hanging out with him in January, he allegedly tried again to ask for sex, and when she declined, he said, "I think tonight is the last time I'm ever gonna see you." Due to the rules of his apartment complex, Rich claimed they had to move from its theater back to his room, where he talked about how hot it would be if she got pregnant. According to her, he then jerked off
Ew.
forever, tried taking off her
Ew.
clothes,
Replying to M0SSYW0RM. Oh shit, you okay? Doctor? No, I just coughed really hard and it hurt my stomach.
No, I just coughed really hard and I hurt my stomach. Okay. Hope you're okay, Infamous. Honestly. Also, fucking Christ, man. Like, not you, but the fucking this guy, man. This fucking dude was like, it's like, yeah, hey, I don't want to, like, hey, you know, it's like, you know, we're just friends now and we're not dating. Okay, cool. And then like that was his cue to be like, yep. Like, you know, like he asked twice to be like, yeah, let's have sex, and then like, and she was like, yeah, no.
Also, I got distracted because a ladybug somehow got in my room and I'm in the basement.
Oh, I see. Lady, it's careful. Ladybugs carry a lot of things, so, you know. What do you call it? They're not easy to shoo away, I'll tell you that. What say? Fuck. Yeah, I love that fact that it's like, yeah, well, you know, he's like asking twice for them to have like, what do you call it? I killed it because I thought it was a tick. Well, that's a bummer. How you say it's crazy. It's like, yeah, let's have sex, and then like, or like, first off, they're no longer dating, saying that, hey, we're no longer dating, so I don't feel interested in you anymore, and then for you to still ask for sex after that, and then to ask again just to bug somebody, talk about your weird fetish again, like in front of that person, like that's gonna change their mind, and then fucking like, and then jerk off in front of them, like, the fuck, man. That's a, sorry, you know, like, you do all that shit, you get a hard no multiple times, rejected multiple times, and you're still like, oh yeah, let me jerk off in front of this person. Fuck off, dude. Good God, man. God, these people are just, God. God, the state of our country is fucking so terrible right now. Hate it. Yeah, exactly. You is correct. Like, I just can't fucking, like, I can't believe, like, it's just crazy, man. These people are the ones that ruined our country, by the way. These are the people that, like, that literally decided to have our leaders, like, the current leaders that are in power. Yeah, it's because of these fuckers. God, man. Just every time, you know, these guys just like everything just starts making more and more sense. The more and more things that come out, man. Crazy. Ugh. God, dude. Desperate much? Apparently. Apparently they are. Shit. Like, fucking... The fact that, like... What do I call it? The fact that... It's the guy, not you. I know. Yeah, apparently. Fucking, like, Christ. It's like... I can't believe... It's like, bro, I know that he may be horny, but he could have at least, you know... Somebody... You know, this guy was a fucking swinger, right? Like, because at first, I was on this guy's side because I'm like, all right, he's a swinger. It is what it is. You know, people have one-night stands all the time, and people, like, you know, and people just want to fuck. Like, okay, cool. Like, because they were saying it like it was a bad thing. It's like, oh, well, he's just, like, casual sex. I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, it is what it is, right? It needs to be neutered, I think. Yeah, all of these OTK members need to be neutered. But here's the thing. I would say, sure, they need to be neutered, but they don't ever have fucking sex. They've never actually had consensual sex, so, you know. These guys are fucking virgins. I mean, they don't, you know, not literally, but they fucking act like virgins. It's insane, brother. These guys act so fucking like an incels. They act like fucking incels. Straight up, dude.
Here, which caused suspicion for many people. After this, he then allegedly kicked her out of his apartment, forcing her to stay at a sketchy hotel in Chinatown for the rest of the night. Rich would immediately see his
Ooh, that's a bummer.
Azalea's tweet, which was caught live as he was hosting an Echo esports team. The next day, he would tweet out, "I have read the statements made against me today. I will share my side of the story, but need some time to collect my thoughts. OTK has requested that I resign from my position, and I have agreed. I will make an update soon."
Yeah, that's bullshit. I don't think OTK did that shit. He just resigned because he knew that he was involved in a shitload of controversy. So.
OTK would then announce his resignation from the org. This to me is incredibly odd, as you'd think they would just put him out on leave and hire a third party to look into this, just like with Mizkif only 3 months prior. But instead, they just kicked this guy to the curb. A life-ruining decision that was made in 30 minutes.
Honestly, I'm very proud with how OTK handled things. Handled it in less than 30 minutes.
This guy also Tectone also abused his wife, by the way. A lot more recently, but, you know. So, like, you know, don't be giving a positive to any of these guys. All these guys are fucking have done nasty, nasty things. So, you know. So, like, very funny coming from this guy. Very funny coming from Tectone.
Great on them. They know what they needed to do, and they didn't hesitate. Honestly, I'm not an owner. I'm not a founder of OTK. I am merely just a talent. But to see that type of quick action...
Yeah, not anymore. He unfortunately was a part of that. He was a part... Actually, that's a fucking lie. Hold on. Yeah, he was. He's like, oh, I'm not a founder. Oh, I'm not a part of this. I'm not a part of this organization. Bitch, it says OTK merge right on your fucking thing. You're just a liar. Oh, I'm not a part of OTK. Yeah, you are. What are you talking about? Like, oh yeah, get their merchandise. Oh, here's a thing on the corner that talks about OTK. You're a part of OTK. Fuck off. Well, I'm not a part of this organization. Fuck off, dude. Go fuck yourself. Anyway.
Made me happy.
At the time, the only evidence provided were...
God, brother. This guy, that came from the wife abuser, by the way, so...
From Azalea. However, in hindsight,
can't
they
hear
don't exactly
TTS
help
is
her
broken.
case. It's text
It's
between
not.
her and Rich where they arrange their meetup, with Rich being openly flirty. She even sends a photo of her face, which I feel like you wouldn't do, unless you were reciprocating this behavior. In my opinion, this still wasn't enough evidence to prove that either side was in the right, though his fellow streamers were quick to claim Rich was 100% guilty. Asmongold put out this video where he explicitly states that he's taken Azalea's side, and says that he'll ban anyone in his chats who cast doubt upon her.
You are not our fan. You're not on our side. We are on their side. That's why Rich is gone. If you go and you are messaging these girls, trying to cast aspersions, cast a shadow of doubt, and make them feel bad for coming forward with what their story is, you are not our fan. You are not my fan.
You notice how Asmon Garbage just actually used to have a sense? Like, you know, this is coming from this guy. This was only maybe not that long. This was not that long ago. Zach was way more like consciously like aware of reality than he is now. He's much worse off than he was before, dude, and it's insane, dude. This guy had a sense of like reasoning at the time. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, it's crazy because like the amount of clips that these guys like have on like of their old selves countering them quote unquote new selves just shows how much of like how much they're just faking being like a part of this fucking shitty crowd they are of now.
Backslash.
You know, it's insane, dude. These guys used to have a sense of like reason, you know, and now they don't. You know, is it getting older? Maybe, but at the same fucking time, like, you know, it's like, is it getting older? Maybe, but then at the same time, if it's about getting older and like them being like, oh yeah, well I don't agree with certain things, then why is like Tomska?
My bad, I fell asleep for a second. Hit those keys.
Then why is like Tomska and fucking like, you know, Jacksepticeye and Markiplier and fucking like, you know, and fucking like PewDiePie and like how you say it, and like oh god, who else, and fucking like the Res, whatever the fuck his name is, even the Oni Plays people, and fucking like what is it, I'm trying to fucking figure out that one guy's name that made Tome, fuck, don't tell me his name, you know, like damn it, I have to actually figure out his name, like Scott Falco and fucking I don't remember that guy from Tome. Hold on. Sorry. I'm cheating a little bit. Christopher Nyosi, and like, why are all of these people like so fucking, what do you call it? Why are all of these people so fucking like on top of like how do you say it? Why are all these people so on top of like being what do you call it? So on top of just being good people, and like, but like, and being the same age as people like Asmon Garbage, and somehow being like much better than modern versions of them, right? You know,
I thought you were gonna say Christopher Columbus for a second, lol.
No. Yeah, like all these fuckers like just used to, like this guy grew up like is the same age as the rest of those guys. Why did he just go on like the fucking stupid ass like, you know, like anti-woke grift? It's so fucking weird, dude. It's not just anti-woke, it's just fucking like Nazi grift. He's going on a Nazi grift by this point. It's not anti-woke, it's not right-wing, it's not fucking conservative, it's not Republican like wing politics. It's just like being a dipshit. Like, it's just being, like, a dipshit and a sexist and a racist and a fucking, like, and a fucking homophobic asshole. Like, you're just, like, it's being anti-minority. Why the fuck does anyone want to go on that kind of path? You know? Like, it's so weird every time when these guys do this shit, because it's so weird with this shit, because this guy, like, went from being, like, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm so pro, like, you know, I'm not like an asshole and I'm not anti-minority because that's fucking weird, and people that are obsessed with that shit is just bizarre and need to get a hobby, to like all of a sudden now he is one of the people that are like anti-minority. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? How do you go from being like pro-minority, like not pro-minority, but like just being like, how do I say it? Yeah, no, like pro-minority to being like anti-minority? You don't. This is a simple fact. He doesn't. Like, he's grifting now. And, like, why? You lost all the respect you had for your original audience. But I think what it is simply because of the fact that they are the top streamers. They recognize that they can actually profit off of a group of people that clearly, like, that didn't have an audience before. And that should have never had a voice in the first place. And I think that's the issue. They know that they can make a profit off of people that, what do you call it? They know they can make a profit off of people that never once, like, that should have never gotten a voice in the first place. But now they do. So,
3D SMF.
Yeah. They're grifters. And that's the thing is, like, it's annoying they went from being,
NFS.
respect, like, you know, being people that genuinely, like, most people had no opinion about to being just like greedy assholes, right? That were trying to like farm clips and shit, right? So I don't know. They just ended up becoming greedy dicks. And you know, I don't fucking like, and these guys are now the most hated people on the internet. Obviously without their own fucking like grifty people, but outside of their grifty people, they're the most hated people on the internet. They pissed off every actual genuine community, and if these guys ever go outside ever again, which they never will, but if they ever go outside ever again, these fuckers have a pretty bad fate coming their way. I'll tell you that, So, someone's gonna take the chance if they ever show their faces, which they never will. So they're too chronically online, and they won't ever probably go outside and actually go to events and shit. So, just saying. So
You're not doing us any favors. You're not on our team.
Oh, and people thought that this guy was also gonna be a politician as well, which is just fucking insane. But
you're not helping us. You're not helping anyone.
Which no, Zach, I don't think
the grass gets brought to them.
Yeah, exactly. The what do you call it? I also don't think that Zach would have ever been a good politician, ever. Probably, well, actually, sorry, he probably would be a great politician because politicians fucking suck ass. But you know what I mean. Be a politician.
Seems like someone will give people the consequences of their actions.
Yeah. It's like someone will give people the consequences of their actions. They will. Like, let's be honest, you can't say all this terrible shit and get away with it, and a lot of people may be like, oh, well, these guys are being so violent. That's the fucking point. Violence is the point. Like, I don't think people understand this fact that, like, it's always so funny hearing these dumbasses on the internet go like, oh, well, dude, these guys are being so violent. Violence is the fucking point, you dipshit. You're next. Like, I don't think people recognize this. It's like, when what they call, like, independency? You know what our...
Anywho, I'm gonna go to bed now.
You're good, Mossy. You know what the American people used to do to be able to, like, make a point to make sure that we can, like, have independency in the first place? Violence. They use violence. They didn't just peacefully protest. They violently killed people that were the oppressors. Pretty simple, And if you're somebody pushing Nazi propaganda, they're going to kill you because fucking Americans hate Nazis. Simple as that, Like, you say terrible shit about minorities. Like, we will, like, Americans defend, like,
Hunter did 3.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, violence is the fucking point. They don't recognize this shit, man. It's like, nobody, like, change was not made by just holding up a bunch of signs. Change was made by being violent, by destroying shit. Like, it's like if it was, like, if destroying the property didn't work, it was the people. Like, it was the people that caused the problem in the first place. Like, I don't think anybody's fucking, like, people may be, like, the only reason why people are scared now is because, like, unfortunately, we did not have that in our own
Remember how we became a country?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's how it started, we were violent. We were violent to form this country, People just do not recognize that, and I think it's hilarious, The fact that their own side is also just as violent also makes it hilarious, or makes it, like, very hypocritical, but they don't care about that, unfortunately. They just care about themselves, so.
Do not do that. If I see people doing that in my chat,
I'm finally done with my art.
Hell yeah.
I think everybody should.
Let's see the art, and then we'll end stream.
He chastises people for immediately taking Rich's side. What's also strange is that he alludes to more evidence being out
Holy,
there,
my back hurts.
but never says what it is. It's the J.J. Abrams mystery box of rape.
I read everything. I also know a few other things as well. This is not drama.
Holy, my back hurts.
This is not.
So I may see the art and then leave.
These are crimes.
Yeah.
We have no idea what he's holding on to, though Caseytron of all people would go on to claim that there are more victims
Okay.
of Rich.
It was relayed to me by Lexi that
Yeah, shared on the
The
Discord.
thing is, be nonviolent when possible, but recognize that there comes a time when it's necessary.
Yes. Well, most things actually can handle discussion, right? You know, like, I'm not going to lie. Yes. Can you discuss a lot of things? For fucking sure. We would not have politics if that was the case, right? If it was only things being solved by violence, we wouldn't have politics. I hate to say it. That wouldn't exist. The whole system would not exist. The reason why we are at the point that, like, the reason why, like, you know, people, like, you know, why politics, or why, like, you know, violence only just recently became a thing again is because, like, it's, like, being disrespected, right? Nobody's word is being taken. So, you know, nobody's actually, like, you know, actually speaking to each other, if that makes any sense. Like, it's, you know, like, if we, like, what do you call it? If we want to have a place that doesn't result in just, like, killing each other, then yes, politics should be the way that doesn't involve violence. But unfortunately, we have a group of bastards that love violence for some odd reason. So right now, literally no laws are in place other than fighting for the Constitution. Like, you know, like, we have to uphold the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence. If someone does not uphold that shit, then they die. That is literally what they are taught. That's what we are taught. You know, they die, or they are punished by prison sentence, you know, but unfortunately we can't do that right now. So, you know, like, but,
YouTube just suggested I use AIBS for my channel. I hate how much YouTube supports AI.
Yeah. Unfortunately, investors, they gotta find a way to keep hyping up shit, so investors dump more money into them for no reason. Okay, let's see the art, and then I'm gonna head out, so. YouTube just suggested that I use AIPS for my channel. I have the Brave browser, so I never see any of that AI slop garbage, so, you know, like, NDarrow.
I sent it.
So, what do you call it? So I don't really get any of those weird suggested bullshit for YouTube. Okay, you sent it in art, right? Let's see. Ooh. Looks like a Pokemon. Also the boy kisser. Hold on. I didn't recognize you just drew the boy kisser. Whoops. Wrong place. There we go. I know you drew the boy kisser green. It's funny. It's cute. You drew this on your own, right? Or did you... It looks like you kind of used a reference, because I see the background is
I made a shitpost ABT how I forgot to post for a week and drew a tiny little face on a golf ball and posted it. It's at 1.2k views.
That's hilarious. That's really funny. Sorry, I am trying to stay awake, but I am not doing a very good job of it, so...
Green.
Does it have soda in it? It does. Hold on. Let me, just put this in here real quick.
I used a reference.
I did not know ginger ale was yellow normally. That's interesting. Is ginger ale normally, like, yellowish?
I can't draw that well.
Yeah, it is. Why did I not know ginger ale was, like, a little yellowish?
Oh no, Srevy, my bad, 1.3k.
Yeah, it's a little yellowish. I never recognized that. It's, like, brownish yellowish. Why did I never recognize that about ginger ale? It's really, really strange.
I know this is filthy rich coming from me, but rest is extremely important for the human body to function.
Yes, I am falling asleep right now, so it is very unfortunate, but, you know. Hey guys, what if I put Mentos in my soda?